With one guy down, Wang Tran turned his gaze toward Junichi. Probably terrified by what he just saw, the guy actually came clean and admitted he was no match. Wang Tran just waited for that moment to give his command. Fine, then go ahead and wreck that old man for me. Without a single second of hesitation, the guy spun around and sent the old man flying across the floor with a kick. This move actually surprised the kid, and he quietly realized that kick packed a serious punch. Seems this guy is not just some random thug. Wang Tran was satisfied. Good. What is your name? The man immediately answered, Mitsui Junichi. Wang Tran looked at the pathetic mess on the ground and spoke with a threatening edge. The man flinched, realizing he had been seen through completely. Do not be surprised. I have fought Jamaki Sunsuke a few times. Even if you held back, I could still tell. To be more specific, Jamaki Sunsuke is the top representative of the Crazy Blade sect. Going by their ranks, he is actually Mitsui Junichi's master. Hearing that name out loud made the guy freeze. He was hit by a wave of shock, unable to believe this kid could go toe-to-toe with Jamaki Sunsuke and not lose. Wang Tran did not care about the shock and got straight to the point. We can talk about your past later on. Right now, I have 2 questions. 1. Have you ever bullied any Chinese people? Seeing Junichi shake his head, the kid was satisfied and continued. 2. You either follow me or you die right here. The guy looked totally miserable and replied that he would follow. He really did not have another choice, which made the kid very happy. Right then, Tudor walked through the door followed by 2 massive guards. She was surprised to see Uncle Tu and Wang Tran both there, joking that they had almost completely trashed her restaurant. She looked at Zosiro lying on the floor and snapped at her men to get that guest to the hospital immediately. Seeing it was Tudor, Wang Tran immediately flipped his attitude. Oh, it is Miss Tong. I guess that means I do not have to pay for my meal. She played along, saying next time she would host him properly and told him to just call her Tudor. That statement left everyone stunned. Even after they got outside, Lu Huan had to ask why Tong Tudor was so obedient toward him. It just did not seem to make any sense at all. He just gave a smug look and said there was nothing to fear. He joked that since the person coming was a super beautiful girl, everything was fine. This made her jealous, and she told him to stop acting like a creepy pervert before he ruined everything. Maybe she was too worked up, because Lu Huan tripped over her own feet. Naturally, she fell straight into Wang Tran's arms. He caught her with one hand while keeping a close eye on Junichi behind them. This guy's explosive power is insane. It seems his actual strength is way higher than I first imagined. He did not overthink it for long and leaned down to check her injury, asking if her leg hurt. She moved her ankle and said it was a bit sore, but she could walk. Without a word, he scooped her up and started complaining about the parking lot design. This place is such a mess. I should really make her pay me back for this. At the same time, Tudor was staring off into the distance. She told Uncle Tu he was smart to build a connection with this guy early. He just looked miserable and explained it was a total misunderstanding that ended up costing him a lot. He said that out loud, but he had his own plans. After all, Wang Tran had promised to help him take over and replace the big boss, Tong Min Veer. Becoming the head of the Tong family was the goal, but she could not help warning him. Flattering Wang Tran like this meant he was openly defying the entire clan. On the other side of town, 2 men were staring at a building that looked pretty old. One of them finally gave the order, knock it down. By tomorrow morning, I do not want to see this place standing. Immediately, the cranes began their work. Right then, Wang Tran happened to drive by and felt a bit suspicious. This building was the biggest asset under Fong Trung Min, yet they were just tearing it down like it was nothing. Meanwhile, someone else was already in the car getting an update. To Wai, what is the situation? The guy in the front seat reported back immediately. Boss, our search team has moved in. They are currently checking the 3rd floor, but so far, everything looks normal. Everyone on the premises is being held for face identification. We still have no idea where the owner of this place, Fong Trung Min, is hiding. Hearing this, he lost all his patience and crushed the cup in his hand. He barked that if they dared to kidnap Yuran, they needed to dig through the dirt to find them. She looked at the man next to her and thanked him for the help. He told her that anyone who bullied her would regret ever being born into this world. Meanwhile, up on the rooftop of that building, Trung Min was so angry he delivered a massive slap. He cursed at the guy, calling him a useless brat. He screamed about how Uncle Tu had helped him so much, only for him to pay them back like this. Min just held his face in shock after taking the hit. I had no idea that girl was To Thien Nian's sister. Plus, you were the one who supported me at the start. While the 2 of them were busy arguing, a group of heavily armed men suddenly burst onto the scene. The old man was terrified and dropped to his knees, begging them to stop since he had already let the girl go. The squad did not say a word and just prepared to take them down. They readied the tranquilizer darts and set their aim. Seeing he was trapped, he just told them to go ahead and shoot. Suddenly, 2 shadows rushed in from behind. They shouted that there was no way they would just hand these guys over. In an instant, they grabbed Trung Min and Hugh Min, mocked the guards, and vanished into the night. The target was right there, and then it was gone. The guards could only stand there and watch as they failed the mission. Now they had to go back and face the punishment. Not long after, the report reached the boss. "Sir, the mission failed. 2 people snatched them right out of our hands." To the guard's surprise, Thien Nian was not even angry. He just calmly started planning his next move. "Actually, this just proves my theory. Was that guy named Tai Laun from the Bin An district, boss? Did you really manage to get Tai Laun out of prison?" He did not answer right away. "Let's go, and as for that club building, keep tearing it down." Meanwhile, in a dark alley, 2 figures sprinted past with men slung over their shoulders. Junichi looked back and reported that someone was definitely following them. Wang Tran already saw it coming and knew it was a top-tier expert. He analyzed the situation, noting the pursuer had been chasing them for a long time without losing any speed or slowing down at all. He quickly came up with a plan. There was a black car waiting at the next turn. They would toss the guys in and split up. He felt a bit of relief knowing he had backup ready. "It was a good thing I asked Lee Min-har to provide some cover before we started this, otherwise we would be in trouble." Within seconds, they shoved the 2 targets into the car. As soon as the doors slammed shut, they both bolted in different directions as planned. But Beinan was like a hungry predator, closing the gap instantly. To catch Wang Tran, the old man used a massive leap to close the distance. He spread his arms like a giant eagle, his face full of rage. "Die, you little brat." Things got heated fast, so Wang Tran played his ace. Man, that guy caught up quickly. His legs are like pistons. He couldn't believe it. Not a single silver needle hit the mark. Even Bin Han had to give the kid props. Those needles covered every single angle and exit route. This brat definitely isn't some amateur. He's got real skills for someone his age, that's for sure. No more running. He stood his ground and called out the old man. "Tai Binan, I didn't think the Tu family would send a fossil like you. Since you're here, don't plan on going home." Of course, the old man wasn't about to get clapped back. "You talk a big game, kid. Clearly, you don't realize the massive power gap between us yet." Furious, Wang Tran lunged forward to strike first. "Hey, old man, why don't you just try me then?" Even with the surprise attack, the geezer effortlessly blocked the strike with his left hand. The next punch aimed right for Binan's face, but he dodged it like he was surfing a wave. Then came a lightning-fast counter that left Wang Tran reeling. This old man is a beast. He stepped forward slowly, looking down his nose at the kid. "If you can't kill me, you're coming with me. But since you've got such a trashy mouth, I'm going to have to snap your arm first." Wang Tran let out a thunderous roar. "You're full of it, old man. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a lapdog for the Tu family." Unfortunately, he left himself wide open. Bin and seized the moment and landed a brutal blow. "You're fast, kid, but your instincts are still way off." The battle between them was hitting a fever pitch. The old man lunged forward, forcing his opponent to scramble back. Bin An hated to admit it, but the kid had serious talent. For a young guy, he was actually holding his own. The old man thought to himself, "I used 80% of my power on that strike, and he barely flinched. If I don't end him today, he'll be a nightmare later." Clutching his chest, Wang Tran shot back with a cold glare. "Don't start celebrating yet, old man. We'll see who's still standing when the dust settles." That arrogance really set the old man off. He was fuming. "You've got 1 foot in the grave and you're still talking trash?" Before he could even strike, Junichi swooped in for the assist. "Hey, old-timer, let's see how you handle 2 against 1. He charged in from the left while Wang Tran launched a volley of darts from the right. Their teamwork was absolutely flawless. Junichi unleashed a flurry of sword strikes, but the old man danced through them all. He didn't have a single scratch on him. Since the direct hits failed, he tried a horizontal sweep. Of course, Bin An just leaped over it like a pro athlete. He was stunned by the speed. "What? This old guy is..." Then, out of nowhere, the geezer slammed a kick into Junichi's chest before he could even blink. This is bad. Taking that head-on was going to leave a mark. He tried to block with his sword, but he still felt the full force of the blow. The sword flew out of his hand, and Junichi was sent flying 500 meters. His shoulder was definitely broken. Wang Tran saw his chance and went for a sneak attack. "Let's see you survive this one, old man." But somehow, he was the one who ended up in pain. "Damn, that hurts." That's when Bin An pulled a hidden trump card from under his coat with a nasty smirk. "If I didn't have this, you probably would have snapped my spine." Wang Tran was absolutely fuming. "You dirty old man, playing dirty like that." They went right back at it, 2-on-1, refusing to give an inch. Bin Han went for Junichi first since he knew the guy was a rookie. Next up was Wang Tran. As they fought, he couldn't help but wonder if this old fossil ever got tired. They'd been at it forever. Right in the middle of their fight, the loud crack of a gunshot echoed through the air. By the time he realized what happened, his arm was already soaked in blood. From a distance, Minhao smirked after that perfect shot. Like the saying goes, no amount of kung fu can beat a bullet. Realizing he couldn't win with only one good arm, Bin An decided it was time to bail. Later in the car, Minhao was patching up Wang Tran while grumbling under his breath. Hey, Captain, I seriously don't get you. You're getting beat up like this, so why are you still wearing those 20-kilogram weights? He dodged the question. I just wanted to look pathetic so the old man would lower his guard. That was the only way to give you a clean shot. Then he downed a bottle of his homemade medicine. Despite the excuse, Minhao wasn't buying it. He kept staring until Wang Tran finally decided to come clean. Fine, I admit it. I've been wearing these things so long, I just flat out forgot to take them off. He looked over at the sleeping Junichi. Not a bad haul today. We didn't just take out Bin Han, we also found this guy. He pointed to a plastic bag containing the old man's severed arm and gave an order. Oh, and deliver this to the manor. I want to shove their failure right in their faces. Minhao was buzzing with excitement over his handiwork. Afternoon hit the To family estate. It was a massive mansion with bright red tiles and lush green trees surrounding the whole place. While Binan was in surgery, Fuke Hoa couldn't even sit still. Thian Yen leaned in and explained exactly what happened. He politely laid out all the facts, including the part where Vien was snatched. The old man jumped up, absolutely fuming. What did you say? Vien was kidnapped? There were 4 secret guards assigned to her. Why the hell didn't they step in and stop the attacker before things got this far? He kept it respectful and calmly explained. The enemy was just too fast. The guards couldn't react in time. But Grandpa, you really don't need to worry. Vien is safe now. We tracked down the mastermind, but someone swooped in and rescued him. Bin En gave chase, but it turns out the enemy had planned the whole thing. Fuke Hoa told him to handle his own business. He obeyed like a loyal puppy. Don't worry, sir. I've got it all under control. Then, the old man remembered something else he needed to mention. One more thing. I need to be very clear about this. I don't care what the situation is, you never gamble with our family's safety. After the meeting, he left feeling totally slighted. The next morning, we find ourselves at the house of Tithi. She was half worried and half annoyed. You're supposed to be leaving for Ninha soon, so why the heck are you out there getting into street fights? Wang Tran just chuckled to comfort her. Don't worry, it's just a tiny scratch. Tithi leaned back and sighed, venting about her stressful life. I've got to stay and look after Dad. Plus, the company is a total mess. It's been forever since I saw Han Tinda. I really miss that guy. She stood up and pointed at 2 massive, oversized suitcases sitting there. I packed these 2 big bags specifically for little Da. They've got new clothes, shoes, and every single local snack that he loves to eat. Looking at that heavy pile, Wang Tran immediately started waving his hands. Come on, miss. You really think I can haul these 2 giant bags around? Besides, Han Tinda is in the army. He spends the whole year in uniform, so he won't even get to wear this stuff. She realized he was right. Fine, I'll take out the clothes. Just sending the snacks should be okay, right? He breathed a massive sigh of relief. Thank God. Seriously, just take the clothes out. A bit later, over at the To family villa, the golden afternoon sun was hitting the roof just right. In the living room, Wang Hach hesitantly delivered the bad news. Chief, a package arrived. The security team already opened it up to check the contents. Fuke Hoa looked absolutely disgusted. He hesitated for a long second before finally opening the box. Inside was a severed arm. He just frowned, staying completely silent as he processed what he was looking at. After thinking it over, he gave the order. Take this to Thian Yen. The guard bowed and hurried off to follow the command. Over in Thian Yen's room, things were looking grim. Have you talked to the doctor? Can they actually reattach this for him? Wang Hach gave it to him straight. I asked, but the doctor said it's impossible. The bone is completely shattered. Plus, the old man refused to have steel pins put into his body. He felt completely helpless. Go on, get back to work. I'll go visit him in a bit. As soon as the guy left, Thian Yen pulled out his phone to call his team about some high-priority tasks. There are 3 things. First, get the whole squad moving and find Fong Trong Min. Second, shadow Wang Tran like a ghost. Don't miss a single move. Remember those sleeper agents we planted? It is finally time to activate them. Third, use the old man's name to bait the minister into a meeting. Tell him it is about military serial numbers. He hangs up the phone, a twisted, creepy grin stretching across his face. Long Lan is ancient history. In the hallway, Wang Hach stealthily texts a mystery contact. The screen reads, "The arrow's in the air." Looks like he is sending some top-secret signal to someone in the shadows. On the other end, the guy gets the ping. He checks his phone with total chill, not a care in the world. This is clearly just one small part of the bigger plan. He smirks like he just won the lottery. At the bus station, the vibe is totally normal. Wang Tran is playing it cool in sunglasses with his guards, but honestly, he's feeling trapped. Suddenly, he spots a very familiar face. It is Tong Tujia. Tujia sits right across from him and kicks off the chat. What a coincidence. Young Master Vuong, what brings a guy like you all the way out here? Wang Tran plays it polite. Total coincidence. Where are you headed looking all dressed up like that? She suggests they get a little more casual. I am going to Engon Shuyen, young master. Drop the formalities, okay? Stop calling me Miss Tong and just use Tujia. In return, I will call you Vuong Tran. Does that work for you? He agrees and she starts talking about her trip. Call it a vacation. I want to check out the scenery and the people in the Southwest. My dad and grandpa have old war buddies out there, so I figured I would pay those legends a visit while I am in the area. He racks his brain. If I remember right, General Lai Duyet Bin, the so-called king of the Southwest, was your grandpa's brother-in-arms, right? She gets excited. Exactly. My grandpa and General Lai were in the same unit. They go way back. This trip is mostly just to check in on him. Vuong Tran asks if he can tag along. Mind if I crash your visit to see the general? She smiles and nods. Of course. Looks like we are traveling to Ningxia together now. 10 hours later, Li Thian Thu walks up and asks to sit. Hey beautiful, is this seat taken or what? Wang Tran tries to find a quick excuse to shut him down. Sorry, seat is taken. The guy does not care and sits right next to Tujia anyway. Let me introduce myself. I am Li Thian Thu, born and raised in Engen Sheyan. Since we are almost there, dinner is on me. She freezes. That name sounds super familiar. Wang Tran crosses his arms, looking suspicious. We do not even know you, man. Why should we grab a bite with a total stranger? Thian Thu keeps it cool. My grandpa's Li Duet Bin. I guess you could say he is a pretty big deal around here. Now Tujia is certain. So you are the famous young Master Lai. I see you on the news all the time. They say you are the most famous heir in the Southwest. Seeing you in person, you really are something else. Vuong Tran goes quiet. Lai Thian Thu? Why is he showing up now? First Tong Tujia, now this guy. There is no way this is just a lucky coincidence. He flashes a friendly grin. So Miss Tong knows me? I was actually going to play it cool and pretend we were strangers just for the fun of it. He jokes around but sounds pretty sincere. You probably did not know our families promised us to each other when we were babies. My dad totally shot it down. But seeing you now, I'm kind of regretting that. Vuong Tran finds this whole situation interesting and decides to test the waters. Young Master Lai, you clearly know Miss Tong, but do you know who I am? Thian Thu turns to him with a smile. Of course I do. Vuong Tran, VP of Ku Dung International. My grandpa met you at Old Mantu's birthday bash. He would not stop praising you when he got home. I have been wanting to meet you for a while. He shakes hands like a pro. If you knew me, why the act? He laughs it off. Like I said before, I just wanted to create that perfect movie-style chance encounter vibe. In that moment, a judging look flashes by. This guy is way too blunt. He does not care about saving face at all. The air gets awkward and quiet. Vuong Tran just sits there, eyes glued to his phone. He is actually digging for dirt on Thian Thursday. A moment later, he speaks up. So did you track us down just to stage this little meeting? He scratches his head, looking embarrassed, then quickly pivots. My grandpa said you were sharp as a tack. He told me to be careful once we finally met. Looks like he was right. Want to come over to my place for a bit? My grandpa would be thrilled to see you. Vuong Tran politely declines. Thanks for the invite, but I have to head to the Ningxia military zone to see someone first. I will come say hi later. After that shaky answer, his guard goes way up. This trip to Ningxia is definitely being watched. Old Man Lai sent Thian Thu to meet him for a reason. He definitely wants something. Thian Thu catches on to who he is visiting. If I had to guess, you are seeing General Han's granddaughter, Han Tin Da. You are serious? At the Ningxia HQ dorms, Thian Ung is gossiping about the past. Check it out, Chin. That girl is a total 10. If you want her, the squad has your back. We can make it happen. Of course, with his ego, he does not need cheap help. In this city, if I want to snatch a girl, it is not exactly hard work for a guy like me. Knowing he is a nobody, Thian Ung starts sucking up. We are getting sent to the units, but you will definitely stay at HQ. When you make it big, don't forget about us. Chin pats his shoulder. Relax, we are brothers. Once my career takes off, I will look after you. The crew gets the hint and follows his lead. We are counting on you, boss. He stands up to start planning. That girl, Han Tin Da, is seriously gorgeous. She is exactly my type. Listen up, boys. We have the day off. I am heading out to party, but you guys need to handle that girl for me while I am gone. Just leave everything else to me and it is handled. Thian Ung follows orders like a loyal dog. Don't worry, boss. In the girls' dorm, Duong Tu is folding laundry and acting pushy. Tingda, boot camp is over. There is a party tonight. You coming? She immediately shuts her down. Not happening. I am not in the mood. You guys have fun. I am staying right here. Duong Tu does not listen and keeps nagging. We are all going. Staying here alone sounds miserable. Tinda ignores her, so she switches tactics to play on her emotions. If you do not go, it ruins the vibe for everyone. Just come for the fun of it, okay? Please? Deep down, she has her own agenda. I already promised Trin Thi I would bring her. If I fail, I will never get on the good side of young Master Trin. Seeing her so desperate, she finally gives in. Fine, whatever. Now that the bait is taken, she is hyped. You agreed? Awesome. She smirks, thinking about her future, even though she has no idea how this mess will actually end up. If I catch the eye of young Master Trin, I will be climbing the ranks in no time. After her little power trip, she turns to the squad. We have 3 days off. Let's get dressed and go out. We can grab dinner and go to karaoke. Sound good, girls? Everyone is buzzing and cheering. Yes, let's do it. This is going to be great. A bit later, the whole group heads out. Duong Tu is secretly watching Tin Da like a hawk, judging her every move. When the girls arrive, Trin Thi greets them. Tin Da, we are partying tonight. I heard you have a killer voice, so you better sing a few songs for the squad. She turned him down cold. I would die of embarrassment, but he is not letting his prey go that easily. Look, just grab a few drinks with us tonight. Once we are sent to different units, we might never see each other again. She crossed her arms, looking at him like he was totally sus. Why do I feel like you were just trying to get me wasted? She went on high alert immediately. You think I do not see what you are trying to pull? As they argued, a flashy red luxury car suddenly screeched to a halt right in front of the gate. Wang Trang and Thien Thu stepped out, watching the drama unfold from the sidelines. Wang Trang reached for his ring, ready to humble these punks. Thien Thu grabbed his shoulder. Do not get involved yet. He did not like it, but he backed off. This guy is playing chess, not checkers. He wants to lure her away first, then use the family name to completely wipe out anyone threatening her on this planet. He remembered his grandfather's warning, Thien Thu. Do not be emotional. Follow Wang Trang's lead. Do not mess this up. The fuel situation is too critical to risk making any sudden moves right now. Trin Thi was losing face fast, so he kept trying to pull her away, totally ignoring the newcomers. Han Jingyi, I am being totally sincere here. I hope you can show me some respect. She was not backing down and snapped right back. Respect is earned, not given by others. Luckily, she realized her savior had finally arrived, Wang Trang. As soon as she said it, Jingye ran over and gave him a huge hug. Seeing them so close made Tien Thu feel like a total third wheel. Is it true there is something between Wang Trang and that other girl? Jingyi played the innocent card perfectly. Is it just you? Wang Trang played along. Yeah, the others are busy. It is just me tonight. As soon as he finished, Wang Trang switched gears. He went full cold big boss mode, glaring at the trashy crowd. Xiao Ye, tell me, is someone here bullying you? With someone backing her up, Jingyi pointed out all their BS. This guy has bad intentions. You have to help me. His sharp eyes and cold smile were pure main character energy. Fine, let me handle this mess for you. Trin Thi stepped up arrogantly to talk trash. Are you Han Jingye's boyfriend? Before Wang Trang could even answer, she grabbed his arm and claimed him. He is my boyfriend, and actually, we are already engaged. Thien Thu was buffering like a broken computer. What are these two even doing? Since when is the Han family's princess this blunt? Everyone else just froze. Jingye decided to go all in. Right, hubby? Is not that right? He just stared at her, feeling totally helpless. How did something so cheesy sound so natural coming out of this girl's mouth? In that awkward silence, Duong Tu tried to play peacemaker. Everyone here is a guest. We are having a party tonight. Jingye, why don't you bring your boyfriend along? Wang Trang politely accepted the invite. No problem. You are all her comrades, so we should get to know each other. He pointed to his friend to introduce him. She gave her most chill smile. Of course, the more the merrier. See you there. Do not be late. Trin Thi tried to act like a big man, even though he was fuming. One more guest is fine. They cannot do anything on my turf anyway. He stomped off to call his guy. Hey, book me a private room for 3 tables at Ninh Vien. Yeah, call me back when it is done. I am inviting the crew out for dinner tonight. You should come join us too. Later at the International Hotel, Thien Thu stepped out of the car, acting all polite. Trin Thi is the host, yet we kept him waiting so long. My bad. Wang Trang followed right behind him. Sorry, we are late. I hope you are not mad at us. Trin Thi forced a fake smile. It is fine. If everyone is here, let's head inside. Seeing Jingyi glued to his side made him want to explode. This couple. Let's see if you are still smiling later. He swallowed his rage, trying to play it cool to lure them into the trap. Come on, we are drinking for real tonight to welcome you. He glanced at his lackey, giving him the signal. You guys are so dead. Once everyone sat down, the room got loud and lively. 3 big round tables were packed with all kinds of fancy-looking food. At the table, Trinthi raised a glass to Wang Zheng. Here, let me toast you first. He did not even look at him and just refused. Why should I drink? The dude snapped and stood up. You want to do this the hard way? He grabbed Wang Zheng by the collar, pulling him close. That bit of disrespect made Wang Zheng lose his patience. His face went dark. You picked the wrong one to mess with today. He snapped Trinthi's finger like a twig. The guy screamed like a pig at a barbecue. Everyone rushed over in a panic to stop the fight. Thien Thu knew Wang Zheng was a man of action, but this was next level. Duong Tu rushed over, sounding worried. Are you okay? Totally embarrassed, the guy stood up and started barking threats like a lost dog. Once you are locked up, let's see who protects you. I am definitely getting Han Jingye tonight. Suddenly, the door kicked open. Heard there is a drunk causing trouble here. A whole squad of cops walked in. She pointed a finger right at Wang Zheng to blame him. It was him. He did not back down for a second. I was just using self-defense. The cop was already bought and paid for, so he did not care about the truth. Stop talking and come to the station. Trin Thi gloated like a villain. Told you, you are dead today. Seeing things get messy, Thien Thu tried to help his new friend. Officer, I saw the whole thing. This guy was really just defending himself. If you want to investigate, should you not take him too? The cop yelled back, ignoring all logic. You dare interfere with police business? Fine, take him to the station too. Trin Thi praised his loyal dog. Deputy Wang, you are doing a great job. I will tell my dad. Next year, we will drop that deputy title from your rank. Hearing that, the cop started dreaming big. This is the city councilman's son. All he needs is a good word to the head secretary. His future looked bright, so he cuffed them even faster. I will get the job done, do not worry. Thien Thu stayed calm. I am telling you, now that these are on, it will be hard to take them off. Trin Thi sat back on the sofa, ignoring him completely. Where did this country bumpkin come from? You think you can talk like that on my turf? To handle this clown, Thien Thu just made one quick phone call. As soon as someone picked up, he reported the situation. I am in handcuffs at the Ninvian Hotel. Trin Thi was still talking trash, having no idea what was coming. Let's see what kind of storm you can start. In this town, I am the one with all the power. Right then, the cop's phone actually rang, just like Thien Thu warned. He bowed his head and answered timidly. Chief NGM, do you have orders for me? As soon as he heard the voice, the chief started screaming. Are you at the Ninvian Hotel right now? He answered honestly, not knowing his life was about to flip. Yes, I was handling this petty beef when the old man lost his mind. He screamed through the phone, told me I'm a total screw-up, then slammed the receiver down. Now I'm just standing here looking like a complete idiot, stuck out here all alone, wishing I'd seen this coming. Suddenly, Bin Q storms into the room, face redder than a beet and looking ready to explode. But Uncle Kwang is a total airhead. He walks straight into the trap and asks, Hey Yim, what brings a busy guy like you around here today? He ignores the small fry and rushes over to Li Thien Thursday. I'm so sorry. My guys were totally out of line. I'll make sure they pay for this later. Now, what are you waiting for? Get those handcuffs off him right now. Trin Thi hates being ignored. He snaps. Who does this chief think he is? You can't just pick favorites. Look at my hand. I'm bleeding. They jumped me. I've got every right to call the cops and have these thugs locked up for good. The chief finally notices the guy standing there. But let's be real, someone like him isn't even worth a second glance. Oh, so the young master Trin is here too. Look, this is police business. You've got no business sticking your nose in. He loses it, screaming about his family tree. How dare you talk to me like that? Do you have any idea who my father is? It's Tring Yu Long. Bin Q knows the name well, but he doesn't flinch. If Secretary Tring were here, he'd be ashamed of your trashy attitude. Now, unlock Lai's handcuffs this instant. After watching the drama unfold, Thien Thu finally speaks up. Not so fast. Tell Trin Yu Long to get his butt down here and apologize personally, or these cuffs aren't going anywhere. That was the final straw. Trin Thi snaps, grabs a bottle off the table, and hurls it. Who the hell do you think you are? You want my dad to come? He's the city secretary. You idiot. Show some respect. Things are exploding when Bing Q lunges forward. He grabs the guy's wrist, shutting down the chaos with a thunderous shout. Knock it off right now. Without a single word, Wang Tran smashes the bottle right over Trin Thi's head. The guy is dazed, stumbling around before he even realizes what hit him. Uncle Kwang panics and rushes over to catch him. He's checking for a pulse, shouting, Young master, you okay? Then he spins around, foaming at the mouth. You just assaulted the city secretary's son. You're a dead man walking. He pulls out his phone, desperate for backup. Hello? Secretary Trin, your son is being slaughtered at the Nien Vien Hotel. You need to get down here right now. The second he hangs up, Wang Tran delivers a lightning-fast kick to his ribs. You finished with your little phone call yet? Thien Thu stays cool and breaks down the whole story. Look, Wang is an important guest from the capital here to see his girlfriend. Your brat decided to harass her, so now Trin Nu Long owes us a massive, formal explanation for this entire mess. 15 minutes later, the bald, chunky secretary Trin rolls in. He sees his precious boy passed out on the floor and goes nuclear. Who did this? Someone call an ambulance and get him to the hospital now. Wang Tran isn't letting anyone off the hook today. You walk through those doors. If I don't get an answer I like, there's going to be trouble. The secretary screams, "Who are you? Was this your doing?" Then he points at Ben Q like he's the boss. You, arrest this punk right now. The officer shuts down the bossy attitude real fast. Arrest? Who exactly? Secretary Trin, do you have any clue who you're even talking to right now? Time for the big reveal, everyone. This is Lai Thien Thu, grandson of the legendary General Lai Diep Bin. Suddenly, the provincial police chief himself bursts in, looking completely frantic. Secretary Trin, what the heck is going on in here? Explain yourself. I need an explanation. When the chief doesn't take his side, the secretary starts sweating. He finally realizes his son might have poked a very dangerous bear. Thien Thu slowly turns his gaze toward Nu Long and sighs. I've heard your son thinks he's the king of the streets around here. Today I finally saw it for myself. If you don't make things right with my friend, those cuffs stay on. Wang Tran smirks, feeling the power. All right then. I'm not playing nice anymore. He stares the man down with pure ice in his eyes. Your son harassed my friend at the military base. If I hadn't stepped in, he'd have gotten away with it. So, secretary, what's your move? Realizing he's cornered, the secretary finally drops the act and bows. I'm sorry. It's my fault for raising such a brat. I apologize for the trouble he's caused you both. Wang Tran doesn't do apologies. He winds up and slaps the guy right across the face. Secretary Trin, you really think we're that stupid? Like we're just some kids? He keeps going, not letting the guy get a word in. Do you have any idea how many laws your son has broken? How many lives he's absolutely destroyed over the years? Thinking about that kid's dirty past makes him even angrier. I can't stand officials who treat their kids like royalty while everyone else is just garbage under their boots. The chief is totally speechless as he watches. He never expected this young kid to be so incredibly bold. Handing out slaps and insults to a high-ranking city official like that? That's completely insane. Even Ben Q is standing there thinking, man, this guy is an absolute beast. Wang Tran stands tall, looking down on the secretary like he's nothing. Listen close, pack his bags for India. If I don't give the word, he never sets foot in this country again. He leans in, his eyes cutting through the man's pain. If I don't see a plane ticket to India by the day after tomorrow, you won't like what happens next. Nu Long growls, you wouldn't dare. He just smirks. Want to bet? Try any more stunts and I'll dig up every single piece of dirt you've buried over the last few years. Every single one. Once the dust settles, Tin Da runs over, buzzing with energy. That was so cool. You should just move here to Nen Ha. He knows she's teasing, but he's happy to play along. Look, I'm just worried about you getting pushed around. From now on, Lai Thien Thu will be watching your back. She looks at him, surprised, and starts thinking he's actually a pretty decent guy. This Lai guy really knows how to handle people. I'll have to stop by his place and say thanks. Wang Tran tries to lighten the mood. I'll hang out with you for a couple days. Once I'm sent back to my unit, I won't have any time left to just hang out and walk the streets with you. The next morning, Wang Tran is in a meeting with some big shot partners. He leans back and asks, so, what do you say? You guys ready to do business with me or what? Vihoa speaks up first, sounding annoyed. Who do you think you are? You used our old boss's name just to get us in this room. These three are all top-level execs at the energy group. They just stare at him like he's crazy. He asks again, come on, Vihoa. You're a smart guy, right? As the vice president of a major company, you should know better. The vibe in the room gets cold as he tosses 3 files onto the table. Take a look. You might just change your mind. They open the folders and their faces go pale. Bin Mai screams, this is a setup. He slams the papers down, but the photos of him partying with some young girls are already out. Wang Tran just smirks at him. Why are you getting so worked up? Acting like that just makes you look even guiltier. You're basically admitting it's all true, aren't? Seeing the mood was right, he cuts to the chase. First, Shen Lianmeng, I want you to move all this year's sales revenue from the southeast provinces into one account. You have been running the finances for years, so I know you can pull this off. Then comes the next demand. Second, Fu Weiwa, you are the deputy of the company and my right-hand man. I need you to draw up a formal agreement to transfer those shares over to me right now. Coordination on the wire transfer starts now. The guy just shakes his head like a total loser, claiming he is powerless. I cannot do it, he groans. Talapha is the CEO. He owns everything. Plus, that guy hoards the official company's seal. I do not even have a chance to touch it. Wang Tran just acts cool, brushing off the drama. No biggie, he shrugs. I will handle the CEO myself. Then he drops the final hammer on them. Number 3, Chu Deng Mai. You are handing over every single share you have been illegally hoarding or stealing over the past few years. I will buy them out at 10% above market price. I want to hit them hard. A day later, the news explodes. Yesterday morning, the CEO of Trung Dinh Gas was suddenly hospitalized. Vice President Pho Vi Hoa takes the wheel for now. That same afternoon, a company mining site suddenly blew up. No one died, but they are still investigating the cause. Right now, the stock is in a freefall, losing 20% of its value. Someone at the office hears the news and immediately makes a call. I know Wang Tran did all of this. Right now, my shares in Trung Dinh are basically gone. On the other end, Mi Huang stares at the TV with a smirk. If the young master did not trash the company, some heavy hitters will. Do not think you can hide from everyone. Others might miss your little act, but I see right through you. He hears the trash talk and glares at the screen, keeping his cool. Stop trying to bait me. I am not going to destroy the company. I am going to take it back, and I am going to do it perfectly. Mi Huang just scoffs at the young master's confidence. Over here, Thien Thu holds the deal papers. Wang Tran, the Lai family, thanks you. He checks the stats, shocked. Wait, 50% of the shares? And you only kept 40% for yourself? Wang Tran sees him grinning and just smiles back. You guys are being way too polite about it. Without your help out in the Northwest, things would not have gone this smoothly. Turns out, he planned it all. The target fell for the trap, and the cash belongs to the Shangguan family. Using someone else's money to win favors is smart. Better not be too greedy. Thien Thu bows, acting like Wang Tran is a saint. I will never forget what you did for us. Suddenly, his phone rings, cutting the conversation short. He picks up and just stands there, confused by the voice on the other end of the line. Some weird magic is happening. It is his phone, but the caller wants Wang Tran. It is for you. He takes it. Who is this? The voice says, I know who you are. Let us play a game. He stays bored, not interested, but the guy pushes back with a threat. Oh, you will be. Because I just planted a bomb at the Trung Dinh gas warehouse. The guy chuckles darkly. It is exactly 12 p.m. You have 3 hours left. If you say no, things get messy. That gas warehouse is going to turn into a giant mushroom cloud. It will be beautiful. Wang Tran snaps into action. Once the line goes dead, he tells Thien Thu about the bomb. We have 3 hours until it blows. You need to warn every employee and evacuate the entire neighborhood right now. Hearing the urgency, he moves fast to get the word out. Got it. I am sending the alert now. Turns out, Mi Huang was the caller. His lackey wonders why he is giving Wang Tran 3 hours instead of just blowing it up immediately. He swirls his red wine, looking like a total villain. You think I am wasting time? If I blow it up now, it is a massive tragedy that I cannot control. China would hunt me down with everything they have. I do not want the whole country pointing guns at my head. I will blow up Trung Dinh, but I will not kill a crowd. I only want Wang Tran dead. If you are not 100% sure you can kill him, then you are not going anywhere. Back at the gas depot, it is total chaos. Evacuees are everywhere, and rescue choppers are circling. Wang Tran, in tactical gear, watches the crowd. 3 hours. Can we move 10,000 people? Can we clear this whole area in time? He heads inside to gear up. Thien Thu sits nearby with an update. The Black Tiger Special Forces just spotted 3 suspicious targets. Watch your back. I will have them coordinate with you. He tightens his gear and nods. Then he rappels down. Scan complete. No electronic signals. The bomb is not remote triggered. Roger that. Below them, the Black Tiger squad gets hit by a long-range ambush while on guard. Thien Thu sees his men go down and loses it. Those animals. Search every building within 2,000 meters. Do not miss a single room. Make sure they do not leave here alive. Phi Ho is hiding and watching, totally shocked. He whispers into his radio, Lai Luong, what are you doing? We were only hired to kill Wang Tran. Killing special forces is suicide. Lai Luong is just as confused and snaps back. Damn it, that was not me. Meanwhile, Phi Ho scans through his scope, hunting for Wang Tran's location. He radios in the coordinates. Wang Tran is on top of the main tank. You have the better shot. Take him out and we move out immediately. Lai Luong gets the message. Okay. He lines up the shot, but Wang Tran is already waiting for him. He freezes, unable to react in time. He only manages to choke out one phrase. I am dead. Before he can even finish, a bullet flies straight for his head. He is hit. Wang Tran does not give him a second to breathe. The guy barely gasps before taking a round between the eyes. Two snipers down. Wang Tran radios to Ha Nam. Still no sign of the bomb. The response is frantic. Hang on. This place is huge. I need more time to find it. Ha Nam warns him as he moves. The Tigers took out 3 terrorists, but we do not know where the rest are hiding. Watch your 6. He spots a group of hostiles nearby. Got them. In a flash, he fires 3 shots, dropping the terrorists. With them cleared, he pushes deeper into the facility. The enemy leader is panicking. Fai Ho is dead. That is Wang Tran. Stay on him. If anyone gets close to that bomb, gun them down. In the radar room, the operator spots movement and reports it. 45 degrees to the left, 15 meters out. Thien Thu sees the bloodbath from the chopper and knows things are going south. He radios the team, everyone pull back, leave the rest of Wang Tran. After taking out the guard, Eric starts bragging, totally oblivious to the figure behind him. Is this all Special Forces has? He senses someone and spins around, screaming. Who is there? Junichi strikes like lightning, his katana sending the guy to the afterlife. The guy who kills you. Elsewhere, the last sniper gets nervous. Eric, what is your body count? Why the silence? Just as he finishes speaking, a voice echoes from the shadows. You killed all those people. You really think you are walking away? He spins toward the sound, but before he can see a face, a hand crushes his throat. He can only wheeze out a dying breath. Who? Who are you? He tightens his grip and growls. Who I am doesn't matter. You're a dead man walking. He turns back to his target with a sneer, aiming his gun. Finally caught you. Now, take a bullet. He notices something off while running. Probably that loud, unsuppressed shot. He stops on a dime and leans back like a pro. Here it comes. He instantly drops back 45 degrees and fires a return shot. It flies like it's GPS guided straight to the sniper's nest. The shooter is stunned by his insane reaction speed. Seeing the shooter retreat, he coolly orders into his radio, 3 o'clock, middle of the 5th floor. I want him. The coward gets spooked and bolts, ditching his expensive, high-end rifle in the dirt. He ducks behind a door, huffing and puffing with pure terror in his eyes. He gasps out that his opponent is a literal monster. He turns around in surprise. Junichi's right there to deliver a reality check. How'd they find me so fast? Before he can even process it, they knock him out cold with one heavy blow. Back to our hero, who is scaling the building's exterior. There it is, the bomb. He checks the timer and sees only a few seconds left. Son of a bitch. No time to waste. He cracks the casing open to look inside. He thought it'd be a simple circuit, but the wiring in this thing is a total nightmare. He stares at the tangled mess of colored wires, totally lost. Which one do I cut? He barks into his radio for help. 5 minutes left. I can't figure this out. Is there any way to defuse this faster? The expert on the other end gives instructions. Feel those 3 wires. See if there are any hidden connections linking them together. He fumbles around and finds what they mentioned. I found a copper link. Wait a second. Of course, nothing is ever easy. He pulls out a whole mess of extra wires. Damn it. There are dozens of other leads all tangled up with these main 3. The mess makes his head spin. He is dripping sweat and looking pale. Way too many wires. There's no way to disarm this in time. Who even built this thing? Watching through binoculars from the safe room, Ping Q panics. Only 60 seconds left. Can he really do it? Thien Thu watches with wide eyes. Just as things hit a breaking point, the phone in his pocket rings. In the heat of the moment, he looks confused as he pulls his phone out to answer. It's not a prank, it's a total lifesaver. Cut the red one, then the copper wire behind it, and then the yellow. 15 seconds left on the clock. He moves fast now, following the mystery caller's orders perfectly. With only 6 seconds to spare, he successfully shuts the whole thing down. He wipes his brow. Seeing the crisis is over, Ping Kyo finally relaxes and smiles. He actually did it. We're all going to live. Over in the capital, Mei Hung waits patiently. Quan Hai delivers the news. Young master, the bomb failed and the target is still breathing. He chugs the rest of his wine. He smirks. A worthy opponent indeed, if he died that easily. Where's the fun? Still, he is genuinely curious. So why didn't it blow? Quan Hai can only shrug and say, I have no idea. He waves him away, speaking with the vibe of a cold and powerful CEO. That man, Wang Trang, he is a truly interesting opponent to face. Back at the scene, the crisis is handled. He changes clothes and shakes Thien Thu's hand. Glad you were here. It's an honor to know you. He pats his shoulder and smiles back. Thien Thu adds gratefully, my grandfather said the family owes you 2 big favors. He waves it off, acting humble, even though he is secretly pretty stoked about it. Getting on their good side makes the next move much easier. Thien Thu shakes his head. My granddad's temper is usually pretty weird. But he pays his debts. He even called you the ultimate war god of China. He points to a nearby car and hands over the keys. A gift for your trip. Safe travels. Suddenly, Tujia appears out of nowhere, startling him. He looks her in the eye and asks coldly, "What's up? Planning on coming to the capital with me?" She smirks. "Yeah, I'm done with everything here in Ninha. It's time to head back." They climb in. Thienthu waves them off. "Have a safe trip, you two." The white sedan pulls away, speeding fast down the main highway. She asks for a ride but won't stay quiet. She looks at him mockingly. "You must be thrilled about those shares you scored." He expected the question. "Doesn't matter what I say, you won't believe me, but I have nothing to do with them." She grips the door handle and starts whining at him. "Can you slow down? I can't handle this speed." He doesn't listen and yanks the wheel. The real thrills are coming up behind us. The car swerves toward a cliff like a runaway bird. After that stunt, he turns to her. "Spill it. What's your angle in all of this?" She keeps playing dumb. "I have no idea what you were talking about." He leans in close and growls. "At the warehouse, when I was defusing that bomb, someone called to save my life. That was you, wasn't it?" She doesn't flinch. "And if it was? Is this how you treat your savior?" He tilts his head toward her. "Those are two different things. You've been plotting against me since the train. I have to be careful." There is clear suspicion in his voice. She replies, "I saved you, but I don't know much about the plot against you. You won't get the answers you want no matter how you ask." A name pops into his head. Tong Minvai. "So he is involved. You saved me and told me this much. Aren't you afraid your dad is going to kill me for knowing too much?" She looks away, struggling to find the words. "I am not scared, but you have to promise me one thing. No matter how bad things get with my father, you won't hurt him." He catches her drift immediately. He nods. "Trading intel for your dad's life? You're quite the daughter." Suddenly, two massive shipping containers roar toward them, engines screaming. They block every exit. The two of them are stunned. He scans the situation in seconds and barks at her. "These trucks are coming for us. Hold on tight." She's terrified but still asks questions. "Why don't we just get out?" The stupid question makes him growl. "We can't. There is a sniper on the mountain. It's a dead end." He pulls his gun and fires back. Realizing how bad this is, he yanks the car around. "Damn it, I can't take on a sniper in a tight spot like this." He barely moves before a bullet tears through his tire. The shooter doesn't care about hiding anymore and fires again. The back tire blows out instantly, cutting off any hope of escape for Wang Zheng. The villain smirks and steps out of the shadows. "Finally, a fight worth my time." The driver hops out of the black car, pulls his phone, and reports in. "Job done." The voice on the other end is cold. "Nice work." A sudden shot rips through his chest. He chokes out one last word before collapsing into a pool of his own blood. Standing over him, Shenwu smirks. "No one will ever know. Not a soul." At the bottom of the cliff, Wang Zheng kicks the door open, dragging her out as she clings to him for dear life. Holding her tight with one hand, he scales the rocks, mind racing. Too close. Who the hell sent a hit squad this time? This just got way more complicated. The chaos just ended, and they are already after us? Night falls on the cliff. Ziyi blushes, feeling the heat. Are we really going to stay like this all night? His eyes sparkle with a playful smirk. Look, if you want to hold me forever, I definitely am not going to complain. But it is freezing. If we stay here, we will freeze our tails off. He looks around, trying to calm her down. Let's head lower. Find some cover and hunk down for the night. He feels for her in the biting cold. Look, it is pitch black, but no lights. There is still a sniper up there waiting for a clean shot. Inside a penthouse suite, the clock ticks toward 2:03 a.m. Tian stares out at the city lights. So, what is the status report? Shenwu delivers the news he wanted. He is dead. Car went over the cliff and blew up. Total ghost. Tian smiles. Perfect. Good work. Get yourself to the capital soon. Let's grab a drink. Shenwu nods. Done deal. It has been years. We definitely owe ourselves a night on the town. He turns to his men and gives the order. Watch every road, train station, and airport. If Wang Zheng shows his face, I want to know immediately. The henchman nods, memorizing it all. Meanwhile, Ziyi and Wang Zheng are huddled together in the dirt and rocks. She whispers softly to her savior, "Hey, are you freezing?" He plays it cool, though it is hard to tell if he is just acting tough. "I am fine." She pulls back with a look of total doubt. Wang Zheng keeps a serious face and drops some truth. "First, we need a real talk. Second, I do not think this ends that easily." Ziyi's brain works overtime to keep up. "So you let the car go over the cliff on purpose? You are faking your own death?" He leans against a rock, chilling. "Exactly. Sometimes being dead is a lot safer than being alive right now." He starts gathering dry leaves and grass. Even though she is a city girl, Ziyi acts tough. 7 or 8 days. If you can handle this, so can I. He chuckles at her spirit. It gets rough out here. Lucky it is winter. In the summer, the damp heat and the bugs would eat you alive. You get sick for 2 days and it is game over. He lies down on his makeshift bed and cuts the talk. Get some sleep. We need the energy. Morning light hits. Wang Zheng notices her stirring. Finally awake. Huh? She stays on her bed of straw and yawns. Good morning. He hands her some snacks, dried rations and water. Eat up before we move. She takes a bite. Man, this is like chewing on a fossil. Tastes okay though. Can't miss a chance to impress. He grins. No surprise there. I made those myself. She is shocked. You actually made these? He keeps bragging. Yeah, plus I added special herbs for a health boost. This stuff is top shelf. Breakfast is done. Wang Zheng grabs his coat. Time to move. He flips a short blade in his palm with style. He tucks the knife away and plays the hero. Ground is slippery here. Hop on, I will carry you down. 5 hours of hiking later, he wakes her up. Rise and shine, we are here. Ziyi looks around, totally lost. Where the heck are we? He goes full tour guide mode. We covered 40 kilometers. We finally made it to the warm, tropical side of the mountain. You take the bottled water. I can grab some from these vines. It is fine. She starts panicking as the scenery looks familiar. Are we lost? Everything looks exactly the same to me. Wang Zheng tries to settle her nerves. Relax. I am a human map. 10 more kilometers and we hit the river. When the hero talks, even the mountains listen. Luck is on our side. Dinner is going to be great tonight. I will get the fire going. You just relax. She can't just sit there while he works. Ziyi jumps in to help. Let me do something. Soon, they are eating. This is so good. He leans into it. If you like it, I will grill for you every single day. She just smiles. Man, if only life stayed this simple. She says it from the heart, her eyes full of hope. Before she can finish, he cuts in. Get some sleep. We have a few more days in this jungle. She watches him go, really wishing they could just live like this forever. 5 days in the deep wilderness later, they finally spot the city. She is glowing. Finally, we made it out. He points to the skyscrapers in the distance. Let's go. We need to find a place to stay first. They hit a hotel with a neon sign. He talks to the desk. 1 room, king bed, please. She bolts inside. Shower time. I feel like a swamp monster. He smirks, sounding as smooth as sandpaper. Hey, I need a shower too. How about we double up? Not a chance. She shuts him down. Go buy new clothes. You are not wearing that junk again. He gets kicked to the curb. Fine, fine. I am going. He heads out and comes back with bags of fresh gear. Clothes are here. Change once you are done. She freshens up, then he steps out. Now things get interesting. They grab some food. Meanwhile, at the Highland group, things are a mess. The storage was raided. Did anyone call the cops? The police are on it now. She snaps back to reality and gives the order. Stay calm. I am heading there now. When things go south, she only thinks of one person. She has been waiting for him forever. At the train station, she sees him approaching the gate. 2 shady guys spot him and make the call. He is finally here. The guy next to him cuts him off instantly. Hang on a second. We shouldn't make a move and startle the target just yet. Suddenly, he appears out of thin air like a ninja. You guys have been waiting a while, right? Go tell the boss I am back and definitely not dead. Without a word, they pull their weapons and lunge at him. Against these small fry, he just moves like liquid. He counters by slamming their heads together. One punch sends the weakest one flying. Then he looks them in the eye with a stone-cold warning. Go tell your master I am coming to take back everything he did to me out west. Suddenly, a cold, nasty voice rings out. Don't you dare move. He looks over and sees 2 cops pointing their guns at him. We suspect you are involved in the Musat case. You are coming with us to the station for questioning. He connects the dots instantly. He mocks the mastermind in his head. So, you decided to send me a little welcoming gift, did you? One thing after another. Tailed by thugs, then arrested by the cops. I am getting the royal treatment. The cop is sweating bullets but keeps his gun steady. Don't even think about running or I will shoot. He stays cool and casual as always. What? Am I supposed to be shaking because you have a gun? The cop isn't playing games anymore. He steps up with the cold metal cuffs. Hands out, backup is already on the way. You aren't escaping. He smiles and plays along. Fine, I will cooperate with your little investigation. They think they have got him, but he slips his hands out of the cuffs in a heartbeat. The cop is stunned. What the hell? In the blink of an eye, he disarms the guy and blocks a massive blow. No way I am working with you people. More of them rush in. So he fires a shot into the air to make his escape. Inside a luxury private room at a fancy restaurant, Minky sits with her target. Mr. Tran can't take his eyes off her. I have been dying to meet you for a long time, Miss Minky. I just never had the chance. I was supposed to have a big board meeting today, but as soon as I heard you invited me, I pushed everything aside. He is clearly trying to kiss up to her. She acts surprised. I had no idea. You are too kind, Mr. Tran. Please, try the restaurant's famous sauce, fish. He is blinded by her looks, but his brain is still working. You didn't invite me here just to eat fish, did you? Since he is being direct, she decides to stop hiding her cards. Truth is, I do need a big favor from you today. He puffs out his chest, feeling honored. Anything you need, Miss Minky, just name it. If it is within my power, I will help you, without a second thought. She gets straight to it. I need your news site to publish a specific article. I have already got the draft ready. He doesn't even look at the paper before turning her down. Miss Minky, you are asking for a news post. This isn't just some ordinary story, is it? This looks way too dangerous for me to handle. You can't just be powerful, you have to know your limits. She cuts him off with a sweet smile. Mr. Tran, helping me is basically helping the entire Blue Sea group. It is just a simple article. I think this will really strengthen the friendship between us. Every man has a weakness, and he just fell for it. Honestly, what I care about most is the special bond between you and me. He is getting ahead of himself, so she flirts back. I am really looking forward to our friendship growing even further. He finally caves. Fine, let me see what kind of news you want me to leak. The headline hits him like a bomb. 2 major tech firms robbed at the same time. Suspicions of a massive corporate sabotage plot. He goes dead silent. If I am stupid enough to pick a fight with the Tu family over a woman, I am basically asking to be buried alive. He turns back to her, trying to be firm. Miss Minky, it is not that I don't want to help, but if we publish this, it would be the end of my company. She uses every trick in the book for a final push. But Mr. Tran, don't you really want to make our relationship more official? He wants to say yes, but he is terrified. He coughs and shakes his head. Miss Minky, I am sorry. This is just way beyond what I can do. Suddenly, a familiar voice comes from the door. Minky is flooded with shock and pure joy. How? How are you even here right now? He acts like it is the most natural thing in the world. I am here when I am needed. She finally feels safe and hands the situation over to him. Tran is staring at the guy who just walked in. Who are you? He switches to pro mode and introduces himself with a perfect corporate smile. He looks at the business card and his brain starts racing. Senior Vice President of Qdong International? Why is he protecting her? Are they having a secret affair? Before he can figure it out, the guy drops a massive bombshell as if he is just talking about the weather. Are you interested in Qdong buying out your entire news website? Tran is frozen. Are you kidding me? I am in this position for a reason. I don't tell jokes. He tries to recover from the shock. I am not looking to take a risk. If this goes wrong, my company will be completely wiped out. He is not playing ball, so it is time for the ultimate threat. If you don't post this, the buyout contract will be sitting on your desk first thing tomorrow. Like a true boss, he just snaps his fingers to take control. From what I know, you are only a co-founder here. You only own 30%. If we buy out every other shareholder, we will own your company's soul. Tran is shaking. How do you know all of this? He doesn't even care about the guy's panic. He is just focused on his phone. A key name flashes on the screen. To prove his point, he shoves the phone at the guy. Here, talk to Shangguan Shishi herself. She gets right to the point. Is this Mr. Tran? Our CEO is talking to you about the buyout, right? The words hit him like a punch to the gut. Wait, it is really you, the big boss? He starts sweating like crazy. The threat in her voice is impossible to ignore. He hangs up, his mind spinning. Is this guy just some high-end boy toy she's keeping? He checks the time and mumbles to himself. It is 7:40 p.m. right now. You need to tell your team to post that story immediately. Well, he is backed into a corner with no escape. Mr. Wang, Miss Minky, you guys are really pushing me too far. I really can't. Wang Tran doesn't even blink while cutting him off. This buyout is happening now. Realizing he's totally cornered, the guy panics, asking what he's doing. No response. He just pulls out his phone to call Hanam. The second he picks up, the boss drops the hammer. Take over Langtan's site and leak the news right now. You've got 24 hours. His right-hand man sighs, fine, I guess I am officially your personal henchman now. Meanwhile, over at the Tu family mansion, the vibe is thick with tension. Non tries to chill things out with a soft question. Standing by the window, Thian just says, it's cool, don't sweat it. She pretty much figured out the mess her brother is caught up in right now. Is this about the Lin Tintone situation? He gives her a soft look and nods. She gets it and really feels for him. I know you didn't do it, you wouldn't be that messy. Her honesty actually catches him off guard. Why do you think that? I am literally the biggest rival Lin Tintone has in this city. I have the most to gain from this. They are blood, and she knows his moves. Leaving a trail like that isn't his style. He is a patient hunter waiting 10 years for one clean shot. That is how he really rolls. He scoffs, thinking the puppet master behind this is totally amateur hour. No way, that's my move. Then a wild thought hits her. What if Lin Tin staged this whole drama themselves? Thien sharpens the point. If Lin did this to themselves, then the plot is thicker than a movie. Her detective skills are actually hitting on something pretty smart and reasonable here. Is there some shadow player trying to start a war between us and Lin? He looks calm, but his voice is ice cold. If I find out who's pulling the strings, they're done. No mercy, no exceptions. The problems are stacking up fast, and she's feeling the heat. So basically, every single person has their sights set on us. We're the main target now. A straight tree doesn't fear the wind, and he's standing his ground. I didn't do it, so I don't owe anyone an explanation. My conscience is completely clear on this one. She's still picking up the pieces of this mess. But if we just sit here, aren't we walking into a trap? Isn't that exactly what they want? He just smiles, trusting his bloodline. Taking us down isn't that simple. Anyway, Wang Tran is back from Ninha. If you are free, go grab a bite with him. It might be fun to catch up. Then she remembers the old beef between their families. Her smile vanishes instantly. If I go, Grandpa is going to absolutely lose his mind. You know how he is. He sighs, reading her like a book. Look, if it's what you want, Grandpa won't stand in your way. And don't worry about the Lin situation. I will handle the dirty work myself. Inside, she is cheering, but she plays it cool on the outside. Fine. When I have a second, I will hit him up for some food and a chat. I'll make sure he knows the two family isn't behind this drama. But deep down, he's skeptical. I seriously doubt Vuong Tran is going to buy a single word of that. Whether we did it or not, Vuong Tran is coming for us. Period. He decides to make the first move. The man is a survivor. He is back, and he is not playing. Over at Naralan, Vuong Tran is clueless about the target on his back. He's just chilling on his phone. Sure thing, man. Catch you for dinner another time. Ha Nam locks it in for tomorrow night. We're drinking the good stuff. 15-year-old Ngu Nuong. My wife's had me on a dry spell forever. I really need this one. He shuts him down immediately. No can do, buddy. I have already got a hot date with a beautiful girl tomorrow night. He hangs up, leaving Hanam in a room full of high-end PCs and tech geeks. Hanam just shakes his head. That kid is seriously going to be the death of me. An assistant interrupts his brooding. Boss, should we keep pushing? One more click and Lang Tan's site is ours. He doesn't hesitate. Take it all. Set the lock for 48 hours. Back at the restaurant, Tan Quan looks like he just saw a ghost. Wait, are you actually taking over Lang Tan's website management right now? You have got to be kidding me. I hired the best tech geniuses on the planet to protect that site. You can't just hack through that like it's nothing. I'm dead serious. If I'm right, your phone is going to blow up in about 5 minutes. Right on cue, the phone in his pocket starts vibrating like crazy. He checks the screen, it's his lead guy. The news is brutal. Boss, we are screwed. Hackers broke in, and we're totally locked out. We can't update anything. His face goes pale. Can't you just bypass it? The tech guy panics. It's locked tight. Every computer in the office just caught a nasty virus. We are trying to reboot. It's a ticking time bomb. Tan Quan is sweating bullets now. All right, fine. What is it going to take? What do you want from me? Vuong Tran shoots him a cold, predatory look. I gave you a chance. Now, a full confession is going live on your homepage. Huge font. Front and center, everyone's going to see it. Without another word, he grabs Min Kai and heads for the exit. He spots a waiter near the door and just grins. That guy back there, he's covering the tab. Back in his office, Thien is staring at his screen, completely lost in thought. The Langtan headline is staring right back at him. Today's top news is bad. 2 businesses hit at once. Sabotage suspected. Thien sighs, actually impressed by the play. Damn. That was a surgical strike. He's fast and he's absolutely ruthless. Gnome walks in, looking confused. Can't you guys just play nice for once? Why does it always have to be some secret war between you two? She brings up her old crush, Vuong Tran. She remembers the first time he rolled into the city. He was so upfront and totally different from everyone else. He's charming, honest, and yeah, a bit of an ego. But he's one of the few guys who actually impress me. Her brother just sighs, shaking his head. If Vuong Tran heard my own sister talking him up like that, his head would probably explode from all the ego. Seriously. She just keeps smiling. Meanwhile, at Thi's mountain villa, the trio is clinking glasses. Thi sounds like a boss, to crushing the two family and welcoming you back. Everyone's hyped. Vuong Tran laughs. Thien was trying so hard to scoop up Lang Tan. Too bad we already beat him to the punch. I am the chairman now. Thin Phi is more worried about the heat. I heard the cops had you pinned at the station. He just shrugs. It was crowded. Perfect for a little disappearing act. I popped around into the air, waited for the chaos, and then I just ghosted them. Thi hits his shoulder. Smooth move. Anything spicy happen in Nenha? He brushes her hand off and gives it to her straight. Spicy stories? I mean, I met a gorgeous girl. Does that count as interesting? He's being real, but it turns out she already knew every move he made. He blinks in surprise. Wait, are you tracking me? Nothing gets past you, does it? Look, you were gone for ages. People were starting to talk. He gives her a deadpan look. Oh, so now every time a woman goes missing, it is automatically my fault? Being a total straight shooter, she spoke her mind wondering if there was actually anything this horny bastard of a guy wouldn't dare to do. She was totally speechless. This guy's ego was thicker than a brick wall, and he actually agreed with her. Whatever. She raised her glass, shouting, "Keep drinking. Nobody leaves until they are wasted." The pure hype kept them drinking until the early hours of the morning, when white clouds finally started drifting across the deep blue sky. All three were still passed out on the floor, deep in dreamland. The bright sunlight finally woke him up. After seeing his hand resting on her chest, he decided to play it cool and sneak away. Phew. I am glad they are still asleep. He had no clue the victim in this whole mess had already given up on justice, thinking it was just a one-time weird encounter she could live with. Over at Capital Medical University, Wang Zheng was chilling on a bench waiting for someone. As soon as a familiar face appeared, he couldn't help teasing her. Wow, you are actually on time. He wouldn't miss a chance to flirt, dropping some cheesy pickup lines. But she ignored the smooth talk and got right to the point. Let us go. I will show you around. They walked up the stairs together, but suddenly she tripped and let out a scream. He grabbed her waist to steady her and couldn't resist a comment. Man, you have got a tiny waist. After the big hero save, her heart was racing like crazy, but she still had to ask the one thing that had been bothering her. Honestly, you are not really that into girls, are you? This whole bad boy act is just a mask. Why bother? But he wouldn't admit it. Wait, I am acting? Wang Zheng quickly flipped the script on her. Hey, why did you even ask me to come here anyway? She didn't give him a straight answer though. Instead, she gave him some real talk from the heart. Look, if you have got some heavy baggage, wouldn't it be better to just let it go? He just scratched his head. Sorry, I am too dense. She didn't buy it. She couldn't hold back the tears anymore. Even then, he didn't stop joking. Hey princess, crying like that is going to make people think I rejected your confession or something. Anyone watching would think you are throwing a tantrum because I said no. But he sighed when he saw her determination. She was dead set on making him forget his revenge. Suddenly, a group of guys ruined the moment. Hey, is this guy bothering you? She didn't answer them, but whispered to calm him down. That is our class rep. He is just really blunt. Do not take it personally. He just waved it off like it was nothing. Whatever. They are just kids. I am not going to waste my time arguing with them. The guy had no idea what was going on, but started acting tough anyway. Say that again, punk. You want me to teach you a lesson right here? She tried to de-escalate things. Look, it is fine. I am just talking to my friend. But another girl piped up, calling her fake. Hey, he is trying to help you. Do not be ungrateful. Suddenly, he slapped her, shocking everyone. She held her red cheek, stammering and unable to speak. But what about last night? Instead of apologizing, he screamed at her to get lost, calling her useless. Embarrassed and humiliated, she turned around and ran away crying. Wang Zheng saw an opening for his business. Hey, if you want payback, you know where to find me. By now, she was totally done with the class rep. Just go. This has nothing to do with you. But he doubled down. What do you mean? Your business is my business. Then he turned to Wang Zheng and barked, who the hell are you? Why are you messing with her? He just shrugged. I am not bothering her. If anything, she is the one picking on me. But the guy grabbed his collar, trying to act like a hero. Today, I am going to teach you a lesson. He tried to knee him in the gut. You think you can tell me what to do? But Wang Zheng blocked him effortlessly. Relax, kid. We should be able to talk this out like adults, right? Then he squeezed the guy's knee so hard he screamed in pain. Let go. He just smirked. Fine, since you asked so nicely. With one quick move, Wang Zheng tossed the big guy aside like he was nothing. The cronies just stood there watching their leader fall. Do not even think about helping him, he warned. Try me. Later at the cafeteria, she explained who that jerk was. His name is Dong Lu Van, and his dad is Dong Then Bang. He is a famous real estate tycoon in the province. She told him that if he wanted to grow his business here, that guy might be able to help, even if he is a bit shady. He kept chewing while listening intently. Oh really? Tell me more about that. She explained that the dad's company had snatched up all the prime land. He remembered how arrogant the son was and figured the father probably wasn't any better. She agreed, though she heard he had one decent quality. Apparently, he was great to his wife. She passed away years ago, but he has stayed single and loyal ever since. But Wang Zheng had seen it all before. He didn't trust either of them. Please, a guy like that probably has girls lining up. Taking down a real estate giant won't be easy. Most people would think he was crazy, but she believed in him. Only you could pull this off. Suddenly, the other girls showed up, asking about his offer for revenge. He asked her a simple question. You know his dad is filthy rich, right? She nodded quickly. Yeah, I know. Then he gave her a wicked grin, looking like a total devil. His suggestion was pure evil. If you really want to get back at him, why not just become his stepmother? The suggestion left her stunned, while the other girl couldn't stop laughing at the idea. Meanwhile, the brother's assistant was reporting back. Sir, she is currently having lunch with Wang Zheng over at the medical university cafeteria. He knew his sister too well. The assistant asked what the next move was, worried she would end up getting hurt. He decided to talk to their father about sending her abroad for school immediately. Then he switched topics. How is the old man doing? The assistant said he was still at home, practicing his skills every single day. The doctor said his recovery was actually going a lot better than they expected, but he told them to keep a very close eye on him. Then he stood up to leave, get the car ready. I need to get to the airport right now. Back on the hallway, she asked him if he would reconsider her advice. He just crossed his arms. If I had to guess, your brother is already planning to ship you off to study abroad. Some things just can't be settled. Giving up now would be a mistake. Even though she was sad, she had to accept it. I get it. I am really glad I got to know you. I don't even know if I'll ever see you again. Wang Tran smiled, opening his arms wide to soften the blow. Come here. Let's have a friendship hug for the road. They locked into a tight embrace, the air thick with feelings and a heavy goodbye neither of them wanted. Over at Tanhoa Road, Min V was busy in his office. Suddenly, Wang Tran walked in cold and asked, Director, do you even know who I am? The guy nearly jumped out of his skin. Wang Tran. He scrambled to hit the alarm button on his desk, but Wang Tran was way faster. He slammed him back into his chair, speaking in a low, terrifying voice. We need to talk about your dirty laundry, Min Vi. I think you know exactly who I am. Wang Tran leaned in, eye to eye, demanding the truth. Why don't you start by telling me all about that little bomb back in Ninha? Huh. Min Vi's face was dripping sweat, but he still tried to play it cool like he had no idea. I don't know. I really don't. His fake acting was just pathetic. Wang Tran smirked, holding a needle and looking at him with pure disgust. Really? You don't know? Then, without blinking, he jammed the needle into Min Vi's neck. The old man stared in horror at the 3 shining needles in his hand. Wang Tran whispered a threat. This is a special poison I cooked up myself. Nobody can cure this but me. If you play nice and cooperate, I might actually consider giving you the antidote. What do you say? Knowing the needles were toxic, his face went white as a sheet. I will tell you everything. Faced with dying or keeping a secret, Min Vi cracked instantly. A while back, someone came to me and told me to take you out. They promised me this big promotion if I succeeded. Wang Tran listened and just shook his head. Man, you are old and incredibly stupid. You actually believe that? Min Vi didn't even dare to talk back. He just stuttered, saying he was being controlled. Wang Tran wanted names. Who is he? How did he get in touch? Min Vi spilled every single detail he knew about the mysterious culprit. He sent people to pick me up, but I was blindfolded the entire way. I had no idea where we were going. Plus, the guy was wearing a mask every single time we met. Wang Tran didn't get any real intel, which pissed him off. He grabbed the guy. You better not be selling me out. Min Vi looked at those 3 sharp needles and promised he wouldn't say a single word about him being there. But Wang Tran wasn't buying it. He decisively jabbed a few more needles into the back of Min Vi's neck. Go to sleep. I need to find out who else this masked freak contacted. After finishing up, Wang Tran stepped out of the office. As he closed the door, his sharp instincts screamed at him. Something was about to attack. He could feel it coming from the shadows. He lunged backward, barely dodging a lethal slash. At the same time, he flicked 3 needles back to counter. A guy named Van Vu stepped forward, pulling back his dagger. Well, this is interesting. He swung the blade hard at Wang Tran again. The steel was razor sharp, but Wang Tran stayed cool. He actually smirked. Wow, you're actually pretty fast. Then Vu growled. You got lucky and escaped back in Ninha. You are way stronger than I thought. Wang Tran nodded. So, you were the one trying to kill me on the road. Then Vu played with his knife, mocking him. If I had just shot the driver, do you think you'd still be alive in the capital? He expected Wang Tran to freak out, but the guy didn't give a damn. He just shook his head and let out a cold snort. Then Vu didn't see it coming. The drone didn't even move an inch. Wang Tran explained it clearly. That thing was just there to give coordinates to a sniper hiding far away. You were being tracked. If I went down, you wouldn't have survived either. The guy just scoffed like it was nothing. So, what? I'm supposed to thank you for staying alive? Wang Tran suddenly dropped his name. Of course, Chutan Vu. You should thank me properly. Then Vu was stunned. How the hell do you know that? While he was busy panicking, Wang Tran tossed out a small red bag. Thick smoke filled the air. making him cough his lungs out. Wang Zheng moved like a pro, pulling his gun and firing while keeping his distance. There was never a drone. Man, I was just messing with your head for fun. Then Vu took a bullet to the shoulder. It happened way too fast for him to react. Wang Zheng casually opened the window and waved goodbye. Catch you later, loser. I'm heading out. Then he just jumped. Then Vu watched him go, clutching his shoulder and cursing under his breath. Damn it. A group of guys burst into the office. Tong Vin yelled out, "Hurry up. Min Vi is unconscious. Get this man some help right now." He narrowed his eyes in rage. Someone actually dared to cause trouble at the Tong house? This wasn't a joke. He barked out an order. I want a full report in 24 hours. Wang Zheng saw a bunch of police cars outside the building and sighed. Great, now things are going to get really annoying. Suddenly, a red car pulled up. The window rolled down and Tuda looked at him. Why are you here? Wang Zheng hopped right in. He explained that he caused some trouble at her place and only she could get him out. Surprisingly, Tuda was totally chill about it. Fine, I'll get you out of here. The red car floored it, tearing down the road and leaving the chaos behind them. Her calm vibe was weirding him out. Aren't you going to ask me anything? Turns out, she already knew. You went to my place to grill my dad about that bomb, didn't you? He was impressed. Nothing gets past you, does it? He told her what Minvi said. Someone promised to help your dad get into power, so they teamed up. It was a classic power play for the old man, but Tuda knew her dad better than that. She figured he was being manipulated. My dad isn't the type to do anything for profit. There has to be some kind of hidden secret behind all this. Wang Zheng had the same suspicion. I don't know the exact reason yet. To keep him safe, I used needles to put him in a coma for a few months. Hearing her dad was out cold, Tuda grabbed his hand, terrified. Is he in any real danger? Feeling her soft hand on his made Wang Zheng start sweating a little bit. He looked away quickly. No, he's just sleeping. There won't be any side effects at all. He tried to comfort her, saying he knew he messed up and felt bad about doing it, but he had to. Knowing her dad was okay, Tuda finally relaxed. I just didn't want to see your father get sucked too deep into that power struggle. If you ever end up fighting the Tong family, I just hope you can show him some mercy. Her total trust made Wang Zheng ask the one thing he'd been wondering. Why did you believe I'd win from the very beginning? Seeing him holding her hand, Tuda's face turned bright red. She looked at him and gave a sweet smile. I just trust my gut. Sometimes, a woman's intuition is actually pretty terrifying, you know? Wang Zheng told her she should go check on things at home. I made a huge mess at the Tong house, so you should probably see what's happening. But she just leaned in closer. No, I'm not going back tonight. Tuda leaned against his chest, blushing hard. This is the first time we've met since I got back to the capital. I don't want to leave you this soon. Please stay. As the moon peeked through the clouds, he finally gave in. Fine, I'll stay with you. Meanwhile, on the empty streets, then Vu was clutching his shoulder and running for his life. He didn't expect things to go this bad in the city. Suddenly, a group of guys surrounded him. He stayed calm and dared them to do it. Just shoot. They all opened fire at once. A black car screeched to a halt right in front of him. Two cow rolled down the window. The young master told me to get you. Get in. We're going to the manor. The next morning, the golden sun was casting long shadows of the skyscrapers on the road. Nearby, that red car was still parked quietly in the corner. Inside, Tuda was still fast asleep in Wang Zheng's arms. He smiled and patted her back gently. It's daylight. I gotta get going. Tuda was still feeling the vibe from last night. She blushed and held on. Don't go yet. Wang Zheng ditched her quick. She was cool about it. Didn't want to waste his time since he clearly had someone important to see. Out in the south suburbs, with the sunset glowing through the glass, he stands in front of the house and knocks. Inside, a woman's voice snaps, asking who's there. He doesn't skip a beat, stating his identity. Wang Zheng from Q-Dung International. Ninha hears that familiar voice and runs to open up. She's all smiles, asking how on earth he found her. He plays it cool, saying he has his ways. Inside, the place is a total wreck, but he sees exactly what's up. You heading out? Ninha doesn't hide it. She tells him everything about her hometown while packing her bags. Yeah, I am heading back home to the countryside, Baizhou district, up north. Now that he knows her spot, his brain starts clicking with a plan. I have actually been looking to build a school right there in that area. Help me handle the big plans. Once we are done, you will be the very first teacher there. Her eyes light up like she just hit the jackpot. Seriously, that is literally my dream. He asks for her digits so they can talk shop later. Give me your number. We can figure out the school stuff as we go. After smooth talking her, it's time to bounce. I will leave you to your packing then. He flags down a taxi and hops in. Hey driver, Q-Dung International. And step on it, I am in a hurry. The driver is feeling himself, totally confident in his skills. No problem, watch the speed. Then, the taxi screams off into the distance, leaving nothing but a cloud of smoke. He hits up Thi's office. She tosses a file at him, telling him to check it out. Finally, you are here. Look at this. He flips through the recent financial reports. Sales for the Linton district are through the roof. The combined sales of those three big jewelry giants Thonglin, E, G, A, and Tahang don't even reach a third of what Linton is pulling in right now. Thai calls it, Linton won this round. Trung Din is low-key restructuring, and the Ko family's cash flow is definitely taking a massive hit. I really want to just crush them all. An idea pops into his head. I got a plan. She looks at him skeptical, like she knows it's going to be something shady and shameless. He just pulls out his phone and calls Vu Lang. Once the guy picks up, he gets straight to the point. Vu Lang, how many people you got on deck? The answer comes back, over 900. You got a mission for us? He just smiles that villain grin and lays it out. Take 50 of your best elites and get to South Africa within 15 days. I need you guys to go ahead and absolutely wreck a diamond mine for me. Vu Lang is a careful dude, asking if they can actually get out safely once the job is done and how much damage they need to do. He tells them to keep it clean and leave the exit plan to him. Just blow the whole diamond mine sky high so it can't be fixed for at least 5 years. And don't get cocky, keep your heads on a swivel. Grab some extra heat, that mine has armed guards waiting. He accepts the order seriously. Thi heard the whole thing and asks how he even knew the To family had a private mine in South Africa. He admits it was a bit of a surprise to him too. A friend clued me in. Honestly, I didn't think the To family would actually dump money into a mine down there. Thi laughs, seeing the trouble ahead. You are cold-blooded. Smashing that mine means their three big brands won't be able to keep up at all. The To family is toast. He looks smug but tries to act humble, saying he's still a rookie compared to her old man. Speaking of which, he asks if her dad has any new orders lately. She vents about her dad's current vibe. Nope, he just hangs out in the nursing room all day, living his best life while I am stuck here doing all the heavy lifting. It sucks. Suddenly, there's a knock. Van Thou walks in with a man and a woman. Boss, these two people are. The guy introduces them first. We are with District 11 Police. We need Mr. Wang Zheng to come with us for a little talk to help with an investigation. He stands his ground, refusing to budge without proper paperwork. Why would I go anywhere with you? She coldly holds up a document. This is an internal arrest warrant. We suspect you of working with international rebels. He thinks the whole excuse is a joke. Like, really? That's what you're going with? The guy gets serious and threatens him. Don't even think about resisting. We have the authority to shoot you right here. Their attitude pisses her off. She steps right in front of him. You're talking pretty big, aren't you? This is Kudung International. You don't just walk in here and take whoever you want. She isn't backing down. He is with me. If I say no, I don't care if your boss shows up himself. You are not snatching anyone from the Shangwen family's territory. Things are getting heated. He asks for their names or aliases. She doesn't get why he cares, but tells him anyway. I am Vu Yen. He is Matt Dem. Now, are you coming or what? Surprisingly, he actually agrees to go with them. Fine, I'll go. Thi is totally stunned. Wang Zheng, wait, you can't actually be serious about going with them. He gives her a wink to tell her it's fine and pats her head. Don't worry, just wait for me at home. Like you said, I'm your man now. You really think I just ditch you? They usually bicker, but she's actually scared for him now. You better come back in one piece. Matt Dem is standing there bored by the whole drama. You done yet? If you're finished saying goodbye, let's move. Right before leaving, he leans in and whispers in her ear. Don't sweat it. Seriously. I am going to mess with them so hard it'll be total chaos. Over at the Imperial Hotel up on the top floor, Thian Yen is pacing around. Looks like that loss really stung, didn't it? Is he actually a tough opponent for you? He admits he slipped up this time. Yeah, I messed up. Thian Yen glares, her voice full of hate for him. I want that guy out of the picture. So, I need you to do a little favor for me. Having fought him before, the guy knows his strength and isn't so sure about the idea. That isn't exactly a small favor, but as a businessman, she can read his mind. I know you're actually pretty interested in him. He just scoffs. You think that's enough to make me help? She starts playing the friendship card to get him on her side. I thought we were friends from the start. His attitude finally starts to soften a bit. Fine. Suddenly, his sister and two brothers show up. She's in a rush, saying they need to talk to him about something. He's confused why all three of them are suddenly ganging up on him. Oh, did you all come here together for something important? She shoves a notice at him. Why did you slash everyone's year-end commissions by 80%? And why did you cancel the $2 million in startup cash for the younger family members? They're clearly pissed. It's not like the two families broke or something. He answers them calmly, making it sound logical. The family cash flow is really tight right now, so we need to pull the funds together. I put it in the notice, this is just temporary. He's losing his allowance, so he's fuming. You've always been in charge of the family business. How did things even get this bad under your watch? He stays calm, saying he handles the strategy and takes the fall for the results. He knows these lazy people won't understand no matter what he says. Her voice is full of judgment. You need to take responsibility for being this incompetent. If you can't do it, quit. She's even thinking about a coup. If you really can't handle the job anymore, then just step down and let someone else take over. I've run this company for years, so I see right through your pathetic little schemes. If you think you can force me out of my chair, you are in for a massive disappointment. Keep blaming me all you want, but I am not going anywhere. Why have we lost so much cash since you took over? You are totally incompetent, yet you still want to hog the throne? I am so done with you freeloaders acting like you own the place. He screamed at the top of his lungs, done with their trash. How many years have passed and you losers still haven't turned a single profit? In just 1 year, I turned $2 million into $50 million. If any of you can actually match my numbers, I will hand over the keys to this office right now. Any takers? Thian Kai showed zero respect for his older brother, ignoring how the family wealth had exploded under his watch. But seriously, haven't we been getting absolutely wrecked by our competitors for the last 3 months? You cannot even keep your head above water. I am done arguing with relatives who have zero talent. I cannot believe I wasted this much time listening to your whining. Either you walk out of here on your own 2 feet, or I will have security toss you out. Make a choice. Now, Fan Lai pulled the big sister card, acting all high and mighty. Thea Nian, how dare you speak to me like that? Who do you think you are? Who gave you the right? Suddenly, a blinding flash of light erupted all around her body. That light zipped back into the hands of Van Vu, who had been watching the drama from the sidelines. Fan Lai stared in total shock as her long hair fell to her shoulders, freshly chopped. Furious, she started threatening him with the family elders. Just you wait. I am telling Grandpa everything. As the 3 of them stomped away in a blind rage, Thea Nian could not help but grit his teeth and mutter under his breath. What a bunch of absolute idiots. Honestly, they are clueless. Thea Nian was low-key loving how Van Vu put his annoying sister in her place. He smirked and joked, "Man, you really do not know how to treat a lady, do you? No wonder you are still single and miserable." That was savage, bro. Then Vu stood up with a stone-cold face. "I have plenty of women around me," he snapped. "Also, I will handle your business." Meanwhile, at headquarters, Night Eye was losing it, barking at Vuong Tran. "Well, you putting these cuffs on, or am I?" Then came a brutal knee to the gut, followed by Vuong Tran slamming an elbow right into his back. It all happened so fast that Night Eye could not even react. Looking like a total mess, he glared up at the young man. "You!" Vu Yen pulled her piece to back him off, but he was lightning fast. He snatched the gun and literally plugged the barrel with his palm. Her jaw dropped as Vuong Tran popped the magazine out right in front of her. No way! Within seconds, he had the entire pistol stripped down into pieces. The 2 of them just stared, unable to believe their own eyes. "You, how did you do that?" Vuong Tran curled his lip in pure contempt. "What is the matter? Scared now? I was being nice just by tagging along. But you treated me like garbage. Do not go blaming me when things go south. You brought this on yourselves." Vu Yen still wanted to play tough, though. She gritted her teeth and radioed her boss to report the situation. But Vuong Tran was not trying to make a scene, he just hated their arrogant attitudes. "Relax," he said. "I just do not do handcuffs. I will come with you quietly, so lead the way." Vu Yen led Vuong Tran downstairs, where a squad of security guards was already waiting for them. She pointed him toward a car. Even though he was headed to the police station, Vuong Tran looked completely chill. "You guys should probably send a couple of dudes to carry that guy upstairs down here. Unless you want Section 11 to look like a total joke." Vu Yen ordered her subordinates to go grab the beaten-up Night Eye. "Go get him," she snapped. Once they were in the car, Vuong Tran could not stop checking out Vu Yen while she sat there watching him. After staring for a while, he clicked his tongue and started teasing her. "Damn girl, your body is seriously fire." He even had the nerve to give her advice. "You know, girls should wear such tight bras less often." Vu Yen snapped. She lost her cool and jammed her gun against his forehead. "If you say one more word, I will blow your brains out right here." The black and white cars sped through the gates of Section 11. As soon as he stepped out, he just smirked. "So this is your big headquarters? Nothing special, honestly." He did not sound worried at all. Just another day at the office for him. Vuong Tran's casual vibe during the whole ride had Vu Yen feeling totally confused. She could not read him at all. "I am dying to know what kind of trouble you used to get into before this." He leaned in close and started flirting again. "What is the matter?" "Starting to find me interesting." But Vu Yen was a cold-blooded agent. Her mind was strictly on the mission and nothing else. She was not biting. She turned her back on him and barked orders at her team. "Take him away and search him." Fu Than nodded and got to work. Vuong Tran realized the fun was over and dropped the act, finally explaining why he had actually agreed to come along. If I actually wanted to run, none of you could stop me. I am only here to find out which coward is trying to frame me. Wu Yan just shot him a look of pure disgust. She was not impressed. Whatever. She did not want to waste another second talking to him. Once you are done searching him, take him to room 204. Wang Tran did not seem to care about his situation at all. Just wait until I get out of here. I will find you a great boyfriend. The security camera showed Wang Tran being led away. Duong Thien turned to the guy next to him. Well, uncle, feeling satisfied yet? Seeing the kid get busted finally took the edge off his anger. Duong Thien, thanks for the help. If I had my way, I would see that punk dead. No joke. Duong Thien took a puff of his cigarette with a wicked grin. Of course. Even if you hadn't asked, I would have done it anyway. In room 204, Wang Tran stood tall. I am warning you, do not try to search me. I would hate for you to become collateral damage. Fu Then ignored him and barked at the other guard. Search him now. These were direct orders from the top. We cannot afford to mess this up. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the room. The soldier next to him collapsed instantly, howling in pure agony. His partner hitting the floor made Wang Tran smirk. His voice was calm but dripping with sarcasm. Look, I didn't even move a muscle. If you do not believe me, go ahead and check the security footage. Losing his cool, Fu Then snatched a taser and lunged forward. I do not care if you moved or not, but halfway there, he froze like a statue. He collapsed, accidentally jamming the taser into his buddy, who started twitching like a fish out of water. Absolute chaos in that room. Wang Tran looked directly into the camera lens with a mocking grin. Your guys are seriously weak, he joked. Before he finished, a hail of bullets shredded the room, turning every single camera into a pile of scrap metal. Once the screens went dark, Duong Thien screamed into the phone. Send everyone in there. If he even thinks about resisting, kill him on the spot. Dozens of soldiers stormed into the room on command. Wang Tran just stood his ground, unfazed. Go ahead and try me, he challenged. Elsewhere, Han Nam's face turned grim as he read the secret contents of the paper in his hand. He slammed his fist onto the desk and roared with rage. I have been laying low for years, but did you think I was dead? With that, Han Nam stormed out. While in the car, Lai Tu was freaking out and finally spoke up. Listen, boss, are we really just going to charge in there with all these guys? This seems like a massive overkill, don't you think? I am worried the minister is going to kick us all out. Han Nam immediately shut him down. Kick us out? No way. If that old man stays in his office reading the newspaper, Duong Thien is going to be running circles around me. I am not letting that happen. The mood in the car got heavy, so Han Nam decided to change the subject to chill things out. Hey, little Lai. How many years has it been since you saw Tran? Hearing that name brought back memories. He glanced at Li Tu with a strange look in his eyes. Wang Tran probably has no idea who you really are, right? Lai Tu just nodded, like it was the most obvious thing ever. Yeah, he never asked, and he definitely does not care about that stuff. Han Nam looked over at him and could not help but poke fun at how slow and calm he was being. The minister was your grandpa's old bodyguard. If you just ask him, I am sure everything will be fine. But Li Tu looked annoyed, and his voice took on a bit of an edge as he responded. He clearly was not feeling the plan. I cannot let everyone spend their whole lives talking about the great master Li Thien Thu in the northwest without even knowing I exist. After driving for a while, Han Nam checked his watch, looking stressed. Wang Tran, I really hope nothing happens to you in the next 2 hours. It has been way too long. Suddenly remembering something, Li Tu turned to him and asked, Oh, that reminds me, boss. If we keep this up, is our secret connection with Tran gonna blow? Meanwhile, Wang Tran just stands there acting totally clueless in front of those confused guards. Wu Yan is right in the middle of her squad, leveling her weapon at him. She snaps a warning that cuts through the tension like a knife. Do not even think about fighting back. We have got you completely outnumbered. You could grow wings and you still would not get out of here alive. Just drop the piece and surrender now. Out of nowhere, Wang Tran drops his hands, but he does not look cornered at all. Fine, I give up, he says. Wu Yan does not buy it. She stays alert and barks an order. Kick that weapon over here now. Tran delivers a brutal kick, sending the pistol flying like a rocket straight into a guard's face. He crushes a small glass vial in his hand, his voice dripping with pure arrogance. I knew it, he sneers. You do not have the guts to actually kill me. Thick purple smoke erupts from the tube, swarming the guards before they can even blink. Without missing a beat, Wang Tran lunges forward. He is a blur of motion, closing the gap in a split second. He slips behind Wu Yan and pins her down effortlessly. Her mind is racing, but she plays it cool. What is your deal? She asks. Wang Tran just narrows his eyes, looking totally unimpressed. In a low, gravelly voice, he makes his demand. Simple. Take me to Dao Zhuang Thien. This is a personal score. Realizing she is trapped, Wu Yan grits her teeth and finally nods in agreement. I will take you, she says. His eyes scan the surrounding guards before he lets out a heavy, genuine thank you. As they walk toward the elevator, Wang Tran leans in and offers her a bit of friendly advice. I did not expect your crew to be this loyal. Meanwhile, in Dao Duangtian's office, a frantic henchman bursts through the door. Thian. He is right outside. What are we going to do? You have got to think of something fast. He walks calmly to the door, even pausing to reassure his panicked man. Relax, kid. I know what to do. Stepping outside, he glares at Wang Tran. You think you can start a riot here and actually walk away alive? With a hostage in his grip, he is not sweating it. What proof do you even have to arrest me, he asks. Dao Duangtian just stares back, perfectly composed. Lately, the underground military academy has been making major moves in China. All the evidence points to you being in bed with them. You are going to have to take the fall for this one, kid. He just laughs at the sheer audacity. Arresting innocent people is basically a hobby for Section 11. But tell me, do you have any idea how a China's special ops soldier feels when you try to slap cuffs on him? Thian fires back without missing a beat. You are just a soldier who almost lost his rank. A pack of stray dogs with treason charges on your backs, and you still have the nerve to call yourselves special ops? Tran's face darkens as he levels his gun. Today, even an angel from heaven could not save your soul. Thian draws his own weapon, sneering. You are nothing but a deserter. What right do you have to act tough with me? You think I am actually scared of you? Suddenly, an orange blur flashes through the air. A second later, a newcomer lands and presses the barrel of a gun right against Dao Duangtian's head. As Li Xiao keeps the boss pinned, he turns to Wang Tran with a grin. Hey, brother Tran, you really should not be doing this without me, you know? How could you go on a fun killing spree and not invite your own brother? Tran sees his back up and laughs. Little Li, how the hell did you find me? Li does not answer. Instead, he looks at Tian. Yo, Chief Dao, you have been acting like a real big shot lately. You seriously had the guts to arrest my big brother? Thian is cornered but still tries to act tough. Before anyone can move, a voice echoes alongside heavy footsteps. Is Section 11 really that big of a deal? Han Nam struts into the room, backed by a squad of fully armed soldiers. Thian looks shaken but starts shouting. Han Nam, this is not your command center. What is the meaning of storming my office with armed troops? Who gave you the authority to do this, huh? He keeps a straight face and stares him down. What do I mean? You arrested my brother, and you are actually asking me what I mean? Han Nam tells Li to stand down, then turns his focus back to Thian. You really do not know why I can authorize a special op like this. Thian just glares at him, his face a mix of pure worry and suspicion. He calmly breaks the news. I am the new acting deputy minister. The minister and his deputy are both out on long-term medical leave. That means I am officially running the show at national security now. Thian is fuming. You are teaming up with deserters and raiding Section 11? You honestly think you are going to keep your job after a stunt like this? Before he can finish the sentence, Thian takes a brutal kick that sends him slamming into the wall. Tran calmly picks up his weapon and levels it right at his face. No words needed. Then he just laughs and tosses the gun aside. Sorry for the trouble, man, he says. Han Nam chuckles and gives him a playful punch. I seriously thought you were going to ghost me for the rest of your life. Tran lets out a huff from the punch. He points at Thian. What about that guy? Thian stumbles up, clutching his stomach in pain. Why do not you just finish me, he asks. Because if you do not, I promise I will find a way to get my revenge. Wang Tran looks him dead in the eye and gives him a cold, firm answer. Just because I am letting you slide today does not mean you are safe forever. Realizing he is cornered, Thian hits a button on a remote. I recorded everything, he snarls. It is already on its way to the discipline committee. Ha Nam watches this dirty play and shakes his head. Wow, you are one devious piece of work. Li Xiao steps up with a smug look on his face. Oh, I forgot to mention. That guy at the committee, Ho Nam, he used to be a commander under my grandfather back in the day. If the committee wants to bust anyone, they need Ho Nam green light first. Thian is stunned. Who the hell are you? Li Xiao, son of Li Diep Bin from the northwest. And my brother is Li Tian Thursday. Wang Tran jaw drops in total shock. You really kept that secret well. Tran grabs Thian by the collar, hissing through gritted teeth. Using your authority just to frame me? That is a real low blow, old man. Nice plan, old man. Really brilliant. His henchman pipes up, trying to act tough with a question. What proof do you even have? Tran just tosses him aside like trash and spits out his final words. Do not be in such a rush. Just wait. Your time is coming very soon. Tran turns to Han Nam. Let us bounce. It has been way too long, so drinks are on me tonight. Li Xiao eyes light up like high beams. Oh, that sounds awesome. Am I invited too? Tran claps him on the shoulder. Let us go. Pick any place you want, it is my treat. Before they head out, Lee points a thumb at Thien and his guy. What about these two losers? You want me to handle them? He shrugs it off, but his words leave those two shaking in their boots. Let them go for now. Later that night, the whole crew hits up a local dive for some food. They raise their glasses. Nobody is going home sober tonight. Hanum sips his beer and looks at Tran. So, that mess with the Tong family. That was you? He just gnaws on a chicken leg, playing dumb like a pro. Tong family? What are you even talking about? Nam eyes sparkle with interest. Oh, wow. You are really going to play it like that with me? The act finally breaks, and Wang Tran stops pretending. Look, I usually do not get involved in that kind of drama, he says. But that day, Xiao Chenwu actually showed his face. I went toe-to-toe with him. That guy is the real deal. Hanum lets out a heavy, tired sigh. So, let me guess. You were his main target, were not you? Li Xiao claps his hands to get their attention. If I ever run into that Xiao Chenwu guy, I am definitely going to throw hands with him. Nam sees his energy and just shakes his head. You should probably be a lot more careful. If something goes sideways, how am I supposed to explain that to Mr. Li? Suddenly, the phone in Tran's pocket starts buzzing. The screen lights up with an old name. It is Lao Huin. Her voice was sweet but totally sassy as she asked, I've got a show tonight. You free to come watch me perform? Her massive disappointment leaked right through the speaker. You really can't come? I even saved tickets for you. If tonight is a no-go, I guess I will just see you some other time then. Wang Tran played it smooth so she would not stay mad any longer. I actually do have stuff to do, but nothing is nearly as important as your big show. Lu Huyen perked up instantly. You are so annoying. Fine, I will be waiting for you backstage at the Capital Normal University. Don't be late. Seeing her mood flip like that, he could not help but crack a satisfied smile as he answered her. Two sets of eyes stared at him like he was a hit movie. Wang Tran sighed, What are you two looking at? Lai Tu smirked and started teasing. Wow, Brother Tran, getting all romantic with our future sister-in-law? When do we actually get to meet her? Don't keep her all to yourself. Han Nam jumped in to double-team him. Yeah, hurry up and introduce us to our new sister-in-law. Is it Truong Min Kai? Or maybe Thuong Quan TT? Or is it Thin Phi? Wang Tran held up his hands to stop the gossip storm. None of the above. Tired of the suspense, Han Nam slammed his beer down and dropped a total truth bomb on the guys. Listen up, it's Lu Yun. You know, the lead girl from that huge commercial recently. Lai Tu practically jumped out of his skin, his eyes wide with shock. Oh my god, her? She is literally my goddess. Did you even know that, man? Brother Tran, you seriously have to take me with you. Wang Tran patted his shoulder like a wise old man and shared a laugh. Fine. Once we finish eating, I will take you to the concert. As soon as they reached the backstage area, a staff member blocked their path. Authorized personnel only. Lai Tu stepped forward, absolutely fuming. What did you just say? No authorized people? Why don't you say that to my face one more time? The guy looked at them with total disgust and refused to let them in. Beat it, you losers. This isn't a place for people like you. Lai Tu lost it. He rolled up his sleeves, ready for a fight. That is it. I am going to teach you a lesson you will remember for the rest of your life. Seeing things get heated, Wang Tran stepped in to calm everyone down. He spoke calmly. Look, we are actually friends of Lu Huyen. We just came here to watch her perform tonight. The guy clearly did not buy a word of it. He rolled his eyes and scoffed. Yeah, right? You're her friends? Well, if that's true, then I am her boyfriend. Now get lost. Lai Tu turned to Tran, annoyed. I'm telling you, why even bother explaining things to this jerk? We should just knock him out and be done with it. Hanum patted his shoulder like he was a child. Chill out. Don't start trouble. Let Tran handle this. Right then, Lu Huyen burst out of the room and grabbed Wang Tran's hand, leaving the staffer stunned. Oh, you finally made it. Are all these guys your friends? He introduced everyone one by one. This is Han Nam and Li Qiu. They are like brothers to me. Qiu has been a huge fan of yours forever, so make sure you give him an autograph later, okay? She gave them a warm smile. Hi there. I am Lu Huyen. Nice to meet you all. He immediately grabbed her hand, looking both thrilled and totally embarrassed to meet his idol in person. Hello. Hi. I am Lai Tu. Honestly, ever since the first time I saw you on TV, my heart has been yours. Han Nam did not hold back and gave him a solid kick right in the butt. Get it together, kid. Calm down. Lai Tu behaved himself after that. Liu Haiyan then handed the tickets to Wang Tran with a hopeful look. These are front row seats. You guys better cheer really loud for me, okay? He grabbed them and gave her a wave. Don't worry. You have got this. Good luck out there. Once the show is over, we are all going out for a late-night snack. Lu Hian gripped the mic and started to sing. She was up there on stage, performing in front of a massive crowd of 100,000 people. And right there in the audience, Wang Tran was watching her, totally mesmerized. Suddenly, Lai Tu nudged his arm and teased him. Hey, Brother Tran, looks like you scored yourself another girl. After the show ended, Thian Kai spoke up suddenly backstage. Liu Huan, I have a friend here tonight who traveled all the way from Namjiang. How about I introduce the two of you? It could be good. She shut him down immediately. Sorry, but I already have plans with someone else tonight. He would not let it go and grabbed her arm aggressively. I don't care. Tonight, you are coming with me whether you like it or not. Hong Kai, being the sensible one, saw she wasn't into it and tried to intervene. Thian Kai, come on, stop giving her a hard time. He frowned and snapped back. Who is this date? Call him over here right now. I want to see him. Just then, Wang Tran walked up. Thian Kai looked at him with pure arrogance. I don't care who you are. Tonight, Liu Huyan is coming with me. If you want to push your luck, go ahead and try me. Tran tightened his fist and glared back. Try you? Fine. Even if Thian Yen wouldn't dare talk to me like that. You're just his little cousin, aren't you? What makes you think you're so special? Stop acting like you're some kind of big deal. He pointed at himself and bragged. Ever since I was a kid, nobody takes what is mine. If I want it, I get it. Wang Tran gave him a look of pure contempt. Oh, really? Then why don't you go ahead and take to Thian Yen's position? Or do you just not want it? Thian Kai was fuming, barely able to get the words out. You think I won't have my guys beat you until you are crippled? Tran did not even blink. He just challenged him. Go ahead. If you're really that tough, then do it. Suddenly, his eyes shifted to Hong Kai as if remembering something. He walked over and held out a hand. Didn't expect to run into you here in the capital. So, how is that injury doing? Is it finally all healed up yet? He just ignored him and turned away with a grunt, leaving Wang Tran standing there confused. After walking a bit, Thian Kai looked back and spat out one last threat. Liu Huyan, you really had the nerve to disrespect me today? Just you wait. As long as you are in the entertainment industry, I will make sure your life is a living hell. Annoyed, Tran grabbed a nearby chair and hurled it straight at him. Thian Kai went down hard face first with a loud oof. Wang Tran dusted off his hands. I call that move the dog-smashing chair. Cut to a busy restaurant where a bunch of people were sitting around having dinner together. One guy was holding a beer bottle and complaining to the woman next to him. This drunk idiot, Vu Hoa, stumbled over to Liu Huan's table and smashed his bottle, making her scream. Wang Tran jumped up instantly and landed a heavy punch right to the guy's face. He stumbled back, trying to stay upright, and roared, "Which one of you just hit me?" Vu Hoa stepped up and tried to pin it on her. It was you, wasn't it? You hit me. He reached out to grab her, but she squeezed her eyes shut and smacked his hand away, trying to dodge him. That was exactly what he wanted. He pointed at her and yelled, "Hey, everyone, look, this pretty girl is hitting people. Come see for yourselves." The crowd started gathering, curious about all the noise. Someone nearby suddenly shouted, "Wait, that really is Liu Huyan." Another person chimed in, "Wow, she gets a little famous and suddenly thinks she can just go around hitting people. Figures. It is just like they say, nobody in show business is actually a good person." Vu Hoa aggressively grabbed her arm to bully her. "If you don't pay me for my trouble right now, you aren't going anywhere." Wang Tran was not having it. He gripped the guy's wrist hard and warned him, "If you don't let go of her this second, I'm going to snap your wrist like a twig." Then he turned to the crowd and snapped, "As for the rest of you, get lost. The show is over." Once the area was clear, he started the interrogation. "Start talking. Who sent you losers here?" Vu Hoa kept lying through his teeth. "She hit me first. Nobody sent me." As soon as Wang Tran heard that obvious lie, he delivered a massive kick that sent the guy flying. He wasn't about to let this slide. "Hanum, handle this for me." Hanum nodded instantly. "Don't worry, I will make it quick." Just then, Lai Tu ran back inside after checking the perimeter. "Brother Tran, these guys were hiding in a car nearby taking secret photos of us the whole time." Wang Tran gave the order. "Tu, get on it." Liu Huan looked terrified. "Who would even do something like this to me? Who is behind it?" He glanced over at her and tried to calm her down. "You're a star now. Of course people are going to be jealous. It is getting late, so let me get you back to your hotel first." At the Royal Court Hotel, the sun was slowly starting to set. Liu Huyan, wearing a cute dress, spoke softly. "Wang Tran, thank you. Thank you for saving me so many times." Being the ultimate gentleman, he humbly replied, "It was nothing, really." Suddenly, she stood up on her tiptoes, cutting him off before he could finish. Right then, the phone in his pocket started buzzing with a notification. Wang Tran checked his screen and spoke up. "Looks like Hanum finally found a lead. I need to head over there and see what he has got." Liu Huyan blushed and whispered, "Go ahead. And by the way, that was actually my first kiss. But don't worry, I am not going to make you take responsibility for it or anything. Headed outside to check in. Is the interrogation done? The guy on the line says not yet, but there is a snag. Just got back to the office and Shishi was already there with a crew waiting to move with him. He grins and tells the guy to send her home. Then he jokes, should I tell her to wait at the Royal Hotel instead? Li Xiao chimes in from nowhere, saying, yeah, add one more to the mix and you will have one on each arm. Hearing his voice, Wang Zheng's face drops. Shut your mouth. I am heading back now. Just tell her to wait for me for a minute. Sunset at the Pingshan Villa. Shishi sees him and immediately guesses those guys taking you in had a rough day. He tells the truth, calling them idiots. She is curious and asks if he knows who is pulling the strings. Wang Zheng answers without hesitation, Tu Thuk Luong. Hearing that name, she gets heated. That old fossil is still kicking? His eyes turn cold as ice. Doesn't matter, he will be in the ground soon enough. I promise. Thin Fee cannot help but giggle, hiding her smile. Wang Zheng puts his arms around both beauties and nudges them. You two need to hit the sack. Staying up this late is going to wreck your skin. Shishi grabs Thin Phi's hand and says, let's go. His phone rings right then. He picks up and hears the news. We found the guy. It is to Thien Kai. Over at the Thien Kung International Club, two guys are getting cozy with two women. Thien Kai turns and tells his buddy, look Hong Kai, you are in the capital now. Stop being so tense and just relax. Hong Kai is not feeling the vibe and says he is not used to this. He wants to head back to the hotel. The other guy keeps pushing, telling him not to be so awkward. You are going to miss out on all the fun in life if you act like that. Suddenly, the door swings open. Wang Zheng walks in with a smirk. You guys are drinking and partying on my turf and did not even give me a heads up. At the very least, I could have treated you to a proper meal. Thien Kai jumps to his feet, totally confused. What are you doing here? And since when did this place become your territory? He steps inside and starts laying down the law. To Thien Kai, you hired people to drag Lu Hian's name through the mud. Now, I am here to collect. The guy frowns, wanting to know his angle. What do you want? Without a word, he points it forward and growls. You tell me. Instantly, Hong Kai jumps in front to block him. For my sake, please. Wang Zheng just snaps back, get out of the way. This guy is not worth it. They had only been at it a few minutes when Ko Min, the general manager, showed up with two guards. He yells out, what is going on here? Who is causing trouble? Then he bows politely and introduces himself. Young Master Thien Kai, I am Ko Min, the manager here. I am so sorry for the disturbance. This was a total oversight on our part. That is all Thien Kai needed to hear. He points at the guy and barks an order. You guys got here just in time. Give him a beatdown and throw him out on the street. The manager steps up to Wang Zheng and says, look, sir, this is the Thien Kung International Club. If you want trouble, you picked the wrong place. He does not even blink and just replies coldly, oh, really? I am working on my own turf and I need you to teach me how to do it. Ko Min glares at him, teeth clenched as he threatens him. Why don't you just try it? He suddenly holds up a card. He sees the card and freezes. Wang Zheng asks him again, cold as ice. I told you this was my place. You got something else to say about it? Seeing the manager back down and walk away, Thien Kai panics and tries to call him back. Fast and dangerous. Wang Zheng smashes a bottle right over Thien Kai's head and shoves him hard. Without wasting a single move, Thien Kai is out cold on the sofa. Just like that, it is over. He knows who is really at fault here. Once he finishes with Thien Kai, he turns to Hong Kai. You can go. For your dad and sister's sake, I am letting you walk. The guy gets the message and leaves quickly. Li Xiao rushes into the room and asks if they are ready to go. Wang Zheng points at Thien Kai and gives the order. Strip him. I want every stitch of clothing off of him. The next day in Shishi's office, his phone starts buzzing. It is Than Vulan calling. He picks up immediately and asks for the news. Well, was it a success? The voice on the other end is hyped. Total success. Mission accomplished even better than we planned. I blew those mines sky high. They won't be back in business for 15 to 20 years. Plus, I leveled their entire processing plant too. Hearing this makes him incredibly happy. He praises the guy for a job well done. Hanging up, he tells Shishi the good news. The diamond mine in South Africa is dust. She is thrilled and moves to start the next phase. That is great. He leans back in his chair and sighs. This is going to be one hell of a show. First, they lose the gas business, and now the diamond market. The whole family is going to crumble. Meanwhile, Thien Kai is laying in bed, fuming. Damn it, I am going to get that bastard Wang Zheng back, and that coward Hong Kai too. Sooner or later, I am going to reclaim my pride and settle the score. Suddenly, his phone rings. It is Tu Thien Yen on the other end. He picks up and asks what the hell he wants. Thien Yen says something that makes him sit bolt upright and scream. Do not think you are all that. I am telling you right now, there is no way I am going to. Before he can finish, The line goes dead. He loses it and slams his fist into the bed. How dare he hang up on me? He storms into Tianyan's office a bit later and yells, "What do you want from me? Why did you call me here?" Tianyan coldly tosses a newspaper onto the desk. "Look for yourself." He opens it up and sees his own face staring back at him. The headline exposes the wild and scandalous life of a rich playboy. It is a photo of a rich heir from the capital, claiming a hacker leaked his files. He rips the paper to shreds and denies everything. "I never did any of that. These photos are obviously photoshopped." His face stays serious. "I already had an expert check them. There is no trace of Photoshop at all. Do you have anything else to say for yourself?" He loses control and starts pounding his fists on the table. He is beyond pissed. "I never did this. You are just doing this because you hate me and want to ruin my life with these photos."